Hello, chat. Un segundo, por favor. Okay, I just got the live stream posted. Do me the favor, chat. Go give it some love. You guys know it helps me out on Twitter when you do that. And I am almost ready to go. I've got to wait on the capture card here for a second. Oh, right. Hold on. Let me go plug in dog. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Okay. Let me boot that up and make sure it's working. Cute pupper. Being cute. Cute. Okay. I believe we're good to go, chat. Let's get this party started. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good today. I've got to get a better mic arm. I actually like the way this mic arm works, but my Shure SM7B just does not sit well. And I don't know if chat can see. It's literally hanging by its actual, cord. And the edge of the screw, because the screw refuses to stay locked in there, and it's just at this point. Hey, what's up, Shadow? Hello, Angora. Hello, Arzus. Hope everybody's doing good today. Hello, Wood. Hello, Field. Hello, Katana. Hello, Kitch. Hello, Deante. Hello, Lemonade. Hello, Age. Insane J, Scarlet, Shadow, Ahado. Hope you guys are all doing good. Hello, Godako. Hello, Zach. Chat, let me share with you guys the ramen that I had last night. Admittedly, the presentation of it isn't amazing, simply because by the time I remembered to take the picture of it, I had already eaten a little bit off the top and kind of mixed it up a little bit. So there's that. But let me throw it in food posting here for you guys. I spelled tonkatsu wrong. Okay. Hello, Hardus. Hello, Gag. Hello, Ack. Started my 2-week holiday break. Nice. Hey, congratulations if you guys already have. Let me see here. This is NA. I just need Lost Belt 3 free quests. We got a little bit of Lotto prep to do. We also have the NA live stream tonight at 9. Sorry, my brain just like turned off and I was like looking for Lost Belt 3 and just staring at the ordeal call thing instead. Yesterday was my last day of work for the year. That sounds amazing. I wish I could have literally all of the holidays off. Like, that would be great if I could. An auspicious opportunity is just bells. I think it was prison camp was what I used to farm for a while. Yeah, because it's bells and reactor cores. And I think this is an odd structured node. I think it's like 2-1 or 2-2. Let's go with Melt here, just for now. Because I have no idea. Like, Melt's somebody that even if the loop fails, she'll be able to do it again. And I don't, again, remember the exact structure of this node, so it is what it is. I wish that Gouda started a week earlier so that I didn't want to farm Lotto literally on Christmas Day. Yeah, I've talked about that before. I understand that NA tries to keep things the way that JP had it. And I'm cool with that for the most part, but I do think they can give a little bit of like understanding of like, hey, well, yes, people do have off during the holidays. Also, people want to spend that time doing other things. Like, ironically enough, you were at your most busiest during the holidays. What? Okay, I'm not popping this open on stream just because I don't know what this is. Oh. It's Steve. I literally saw this name and did not know who the hell it was and had to be like, all right, hold on. I can't look at this on screen, right? Just because I have no idea what it's going to be. But I didn't realize that you had changed your name again. So thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. And you did not have to. I will have to remind myself to get everybody birthday or not birthday gifts, Christmas gifts. Zodiac comes bearing gifts. Yes. It is just the nature of the beast, chat. Oh, it's double assassins too at that. That's just not good. Well, at least get everybody else their charge. The remake of Dawn of War? I have no idea. I did not look. I just saw it's Dawn of War. Which again, Steve didn't have to do that, so thank you, bud. Who died and put Percival in the banner of King Hassan? I don't know. Oh? I might have just enough. Your voice sounds kind of strained, Cad. Does it? I mean, it might be. It has been colder here lately, so my voice is maybe a little bit more raspy, but not like sick or anything. I mean, unless something's off with the microphone somehow. Like, for instance, the fact that the echo is turned all the way up. Does it sound better now, chat? When do you think Lotto is coming to an A? Tomorrow. At the latest, if not tomorrow, then Saturday. But tomorrow makes a little bit more sense. Oh, perfect. That is still enough for a full clear. I just don't know if she's going to clear without the Castoria NP, so that's why we're doing it. It's more the mic than your voice? It shouldn't be. I mean, like, I can sit back a little bit if that's helpful to chat. Hello, Spartan. I think they upped the rates on the JP banners. Got Yui and Alice at about 150. They didn't. They just literally are putting every banner out there, praying to God you give them more money, and then, you know, it be what it be. If they drop it tomorrow, the final story node will be the 25th. Yeah. And that's like, it's just because that's the day of the final story node does not mean that, like, you won't be able to still farm it, like, after the fact, right? So, like, you don't have to farm directly on Christmas if you don't want to. Like, it's actually going to be a little bit of a problem for me in that regard. I'm going to have to do a lot of work on the sort of in-between days. Okay. So, I do know that scene, but it's not music. So it's like I'd happily watch that scene on like a media share night, but I will skip it just because it's not music. Finally cleared Trom today. Congrats. And yeah, it's entirely possible that they wait until the 20th. Like, that's not crazy, but it will not come any later than the 20th. That is pretty much guaranteeable at this point. I am actually going to pre-card here with both of them just because I want Castoria to have as much charge as she can. It was a trap. Yeah, that's usual. Maintenance is already set for tonight, and that's true. But technically, it doesn't guarantee that an event will come out the same day. Just saying. All right, we gonna find out whether or not she can clear 178k. I could do Mighty Chain, but frankly, we'll just go for a second loop. They've definitely done maintenance and then waited before doing an actual event. But like I said, and the only reason I'm saying this, chat, I'm literally devil's advocating you to try and, because like people are like, it's coming out tomorrow, and I'm like, we don't know that yet. Like, that is not a sure thing, right? What I will tell you is a sure thing is it is either tomorrow or the day after. So, and I know that sounds like I'm just being pedantic. Literally, that's the only reason why I'm saying it, is purely so that people don't say like it is this day when we don't have an announcement. And it's not to actually like dunk on you guys or anything like that. It's just to like basically calm everybody down and say like, chill, we'll find out literally in like 2 hours. Fat 5-hour maintenance. Yep. And honestly, to a degree, I hope it is tomorrow. It gives me a day to farm that I would not otherwise have, because I think like on the back end, I'm gonna have a hard time farming. How's my night going? My night's going pretty good. We've I actually made some Rice Krispie treats for the Christmas party that I'm going to be going to on Saturday with my girlfriend. Um, and I probably want to like make another batch and layer it on top, because it just sorry, I said Rice Krispie treats. There's technically Cinnamon Toast Crunch treats. They're just made the same way as Rice Krispie treats. So I need to like layer another batch on top, and I need to like basically thicken it because it's really small. And like she was telling me, she's like, okay, just like tamp it down. And it's like, I don't really need to. It's barely like coating the bottom of the like container that it's in. So I need to like double it up. Isn't there an NA Chaldea broadcast tonight? I guess we'll have to find out if we get the event after the maintenance. Correct. Ding, fries are done. 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 I work at Burger King making flameboard whoppers. I wear paper hats. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Ding, fries are done. Ah. Sorry. It's the extra version for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So they do a couple little extra flourishes. Not making so many fries, I can't. Just do it like that. Remember to log in tonight so we don't have a repeat of Santa Ultra Christmas Lotto. I don't think you will. I think stuff like that's mostly gone and done, but obviously it's possible. Yeah, it's definitely one of those deals where it's like there's no harm in doing it. Yes, there is a Chaldea broadcast tonight. And that's what I'm saying. It's like worst case, it's literally if it's not tomorrow, it's the day after. So there's no real point in like getting concerned about it. It will literally be in either tomorrow or Saturday. So wait, did I do my 3 runs or was that only 2? Do not speak of Long Jaunta, yes. Kinda hoping they bring Lotto QOL with it. Like what Lotto QOL? You can't order that. Okay, so I did all of those. I'm gonna say that's handled for right now, so let's go do JP, because I don't know where my JP's at. We're like the CAD Siberian Orchestra. I wish I could play a musical instrument. Honestly, I feel like that's like it's got to be one of the most like fulfilling things is to be able to play an instrument or to be like artistically talented, in the sense that like, yes, I'm not going to say there aren't struggles there and things like that, but in the sense that like you literally can just fulfill your creativity how you desire. And that's really awesome, I think. Oh, I must have done one after the reset. That's weird. Well, chat, let's spin. Yeah, I would say plan on it being tomorrow. If it's not, it is what it is. And I think that's the other reason why I'm saying it is like just in case they actually do it on the 20th instead of the 19th, so that like people don't flip their shit when they're like, it was promised to us tomorrow. And it's like it wasn't, but see, I don't know why like this doesn't go away and it stays as the blue icon. That's really weird to me at this point. I'm a full heartache with every step you take. Now, chat, I've switched over to doing the saber. Correction. I have switched to clearing out my inventory. How? I didn't. Oh, literally the. Okay. I know those are edible. I'd love for it to be a day later. Yeah. The back end is rough for those of us traveling right around Christmas, so the longer the better. No, I mean I agree. I think it's a genuine concern at this point that like it's been how they've been doing it, right? But it doesn't make it a good thing that it's been happening this way all these years. The final inventory countdown, yes. Yeah, quite literally, I just keep taking Suka, who is nice enough to appear every 2 seconds because they just chain refresh, I suspect. And we are low key working on Salter Bond. Got to speed around LB6 and Trauma if I want Nemo. Yep. You should really do that right now, considering maintenance. And also keep in mind, again, chat, due to the layout of the event, the 90 plus nodes are every day. So it's not like, oh, day one is shit. I don't have to care. Day one's still pretty good. The only issue is, again, going to be that you will get a market jump in efficiency for the final node. But that's purely because just about everyone's going to be able to 6-slot that one. Oh, weird. I forgot to press that. Do you recommend leveling up the Lotto seat? On its own, no. For the purposes of helping you with a comp, sure, why not? Like, there's no harm in that. I just, like, it is not on its own a particularly good C. How many days of farming the 90 plus Lotto farming node once it unlocks? Should be about 4 or 5 days, depending on the actual, like, specific timing of the event. And I think it's 4, so. Also, gotta love getting weight roomed. I simultaneously love and hate this. How easy is the 90 plus? I don't think it's too bad this time, but part of that's because we have the Evocation Festival bonus overlapping. How does the girlfriend, or sorry, how do the dogs like the girlfriend? The dogs really like her. Like, just in case she is listening, I don't want to give her a big head, but the dogs react to her in a way that they do not react to anybody else other than me, which is surprising. Cat, would you recommend getting the NFF with love or saving up for other handy Cs? I think NFF with love is still situationally useful. How many servant coins to get Arteria to 120? I only have for an MP2 at the moment. Basically, to grail someone to 120, just that, no appends, is 300 coins. So. I was gonna say, why does this sound like a 90s show intro? And it's because it is. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Cats, dogs, what does it have in its pockets? Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, she definitely gives them treats and stuff, but she is really good with them. And on top of that, she is very like affectionate with them. And I think like the closest I can compare to would be my parents. And I think they like her more than they like my parents. And I believe that is purely because my parents, being a little bit older now, don't necessarily want to like get down and get in the dog's faces as much. So they're very like still affectionate, but it's like a very like light and passive affection compared to she is very like just kind of how I would be, which is that like I get down, I pet them, I like let them get all up in my face and stuff like that. And that actually I think it does help. I think the dogs do really appreciate that. Later you want 20% bonsies that overlap with servants. Yep. The 90s were a very, very dark time for TV. You're not wrong. Ah, Zuth got me. Do you have any thoughts on the upcoming NA GSSR? I haven't even looked at it. Like full transparency, I have not looked at it. Someone would have to remind me of what this New Year's one is. Not what I want. I don't believe Musashi is Sky attribute, so I don't think it matters. It do be the non-al bed shaped Ashu. I see. Was Tenchi Muyo 90s? Yes. One lady's dog was ready to leave with me, got up from where it was sleeping and sat next to me. And I'm not going to say that's necessarily like some dogs are just really friendly. Huskies are usually of that type. So, like, they love anybody that gives them attention. But I also think she does a good job of conducting herself well around them. I literally didn't press Mana Burst. Fudge. There we go. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it. I'll take a look. I mean, I'm not gonna like sit down and like do a full analysis here, right? But okay, you get a Grail as a present. One of 29 different pools. Oh yeah, no, this is one of the good ones. Whenever you get a lot of pools like this and they're small pools, this is ideal. This is what you want out of a GSSR. And the reason why is because this is a lot better than, say, the potluck one where it's like 1 in 50, or better than the larger pool one where they start throwing in like 10 units or something like that. So I think this is pretty good. You can isolate down to, maybe 5 or less units what you want. And a lot of the groupings are fairly solid. Yeah, honestly. And I think a lot of this is too because a lot of the 5 stars are in pretty decent shape nowadays. We don't really have very many like true duds anymore, and I think that's good. I think that actually does help out when we're picking for the future and kind of know what's upcoming. So you have clairvoyance, you have the ability of knowing who here is good and who is, I'd say, just mediocre is generally what you're going to be boiling down to. And I think there's a lot of like solid options here for you. And again, it's all limited, so you don't have to worry about that. Well, limiteds and story locks. Who's a story locked SSR chat? Give me one off the top of your head, go. Mabe? Yeah, I don't think there are any story locks. Because I was just thinking maybe young Moriarty is, but I don't think he is. I think Don Quixote is, but I don't think he is. Da Vinci is limited. It's just limited, yep. But yeah, either way, I think this is a fairly good one. And like I said, you can isolate it down. There's definitely some groups here that are better than others. I'm going to say use your discretion. But yeah, no, this is not a bad GSSR by any means. This is one that everybody should be looking forward to. DQ is a 4-star anyways. Yeah, I know, but that's why I was thinking it. Because Don Quixote is on the same banner with Young Moriarty. So Young Moriarty is limited, but Don Quixote is story locked, which is fucking weird. But it is what it is. Did you mean permanent servants like Mordred? No, there are no permanent servants. My GSSR problem is keep pulling the units I want from the GSSR. There are only two I'm considering, Charlemagne and Female Pope. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you guys, I think you saw it earlier when I was doing it on an A. I really like Johanna. Johanna, I think, was a very slept on unit. She's not the strongest unit by any means, but she is really good as an alternate support that can AoE down a wave herself. There's like usefulness in having that sort of thing. So I really have gotten a whole lot of mileage out of her thanks to that. And it's one of the reasons why I said like people were kind of sleeping on her. Gotta wait for Valentine's to roll certain units. Pretty much. Ark's in that group and I have her MP5 already. Yeah, that is one of the issues if you do go hard is you have problems where you end up going like, oh crap, I kind of can't do anything here. Oh, we're up to 100 clears. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure I'm over 100 clears now with every single one of these. Because I think since Saber was the first one, I think it was just literally the first one that I didn't do as many clears of. But I think I did at least 100 on every class. Tenchi, yes. Also, chat, I have to apologize in advance. If I yawn for you guys on stream, it is my girlfriend's fault. It's not. It's 100% my fault. We have been very like sleep deprived lately because we just keep staying out late. So it's just problems. And because of that, I just end up like lacking sleep. So I'm almost in a perpetual state of exhaustion right now, but it is what it is. Too much womanized? No, this is fine. She sometimes she keeps us up, sometimes I keep us up, and that is the issue that we're having right now. Is that like it's one or the other, and so like we're always being kept up. So we're like there are bags under my eyes. Y'all need a sleep schedule. We really do. And that's the thing. It's like I'm somebody that I normally have a very strict sleep schedule. And it's like gone to shit lately. So it is what it is. See? No, that's not what I'm saying, Track. I literally mean like again, like last night we officially ended the date around midnight, and then I still had like over an hour drive. So all Ken wants for Christmas is an 8-hour sleep schedule. You're not wrong. Please, I get like 4 to 5 hours a day. That's same right now. Like, but admittedly, it is not what I'm used to. So, hang even. I need sleep myself. Yeah. But no, we like I know you were joking, Jay, but we literally have done that unironically. So it just is what it is. But it's been fun. I really am enjoying it. Like, we're at least gonna spend some time over Christmas together. And like I told you guys, like I have to apologize in advance again, just full transparency here in case somebody missed it the other day. But basically we have the lotto starting here, okay? Next week, I will stream for you guys Monday and Tuesday. I will not stream. Well, I might stream Sunday night, okay? Just let me go ahead and say that. But I'll say Sunday is tentative. I will stream Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, I will be on the road, headed down to my sister's. Thursday is Christmas. Friday, I'll still be down at my sister's. Saturday and Sunday, I'll be coming back, but I will be with the girlfriend. So then the Monday after that, the 29th, I will also stream. The Tuesday, I will also stream. Wednesday, which is New Year's Eve, I will not be live because girlfriend's coming over. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will not stream because I'm going on a trip with her. So you guys have me probably 4 streams after Friday for like until basically Monday the 5th. So consider this like quote unquote my vacation from you guys. Again, it's the holidays. I hope you guys understand, but it be what it be. And to be fair, chat, you did get me like all Thanksgiving. Okay? I did not like basically celebrate Thanksgiving the way I normally would. So instead of going down to my sister's, I was here and streamed all throughout Thanksgiving. So again, no cat, I love you. It's okay. Here come the excuses. Get him. Listen, if you can't afford me at least like Christmas and New Year's off, okay? We may need to talk, chat. I think there needs to be an intervention. You make us sound like clingy yandere girlfriends, Cad. If the shoe fits, or the knife fits in the holder. Going to bed at 12:30 and getting up at 4:15. God, that just sounds awful. I get it. That just sounds awful though. You have a life outside of streaming. I think we all understand. Thank you. I'm happy to see there is some sanity in the audience tonight. Cheating on all of VIP. Listen, we made a deal, Ash. I told you guys that if I wasn't married by the time I was 40, that y'all could just like come down here and live with me and I wouldn't care. So I'm trying to get out of that deal. That's fake sanity? I don't think it is. If the shoe fits, then Cad's Cinderella. I don't have small feet. We sign no contract? Oh, if we sign no contract, then it's fine. That just means I'm free and I can do what the hell I want. Do you think Lotto is tomorrow night? I believe the Lotto is either tomorrow or Saturday. So it's literally either tomorrow or the day after. And I'm betting on tomorrow, but we'll see. Because again, as Chad has pointed out, there is maintenance. Technically, that does not indicate that the event must occur. It's just what we're used to. But they have definitely at times done like maintenance and then had it be dead and then do an event. So it is what it is. It's not a common thing though. We're all gonna live with you, Lamau. Your vacation proposal is rejected? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was a democracy. Wait a minute, it was hell you knew you were walking into? Yes. Maintenance is tonight. Real though, Cat, enjoy your time off. I will. Like. In a weird way, because I am so sleep deprived, I thought I would never say this, but I think I'm actually looking forward to like having to sleep on the Aero mattress down at my sister's because like I will have to like go to sleep. Like there's no way around that. If I don't, I won't sleep at all. Especially because nephews. Enjoy your vacation, good sir, and I will not gaslight you like the rest of VIP. Damn, look at Spartan being the best amongst the baddies. Chat, the toughest of bosses. I don't know. Chat's pretty easy to placate. Usually flattery and doing stupid stuff appeases the monster. Also, I can literally see who did that. For instance, the fact that that was Ash. So hope you have fun, man. You deserve time off. Thank you. Appreciate it. The kiss ass over here, teacher's pet. Listen, it be what it is. Real friends fuck with each other. I just don't appear in VIP. Avoidance via forgetting. Yeah. Is that gaslighting in itself? No, it wasn't. Gaslighting isn't real. You just made it up. I just like chaos and insanity. Chaos is a ladder, so. We need to restructure him. I didn't realize that he was a business that was going bankrupt. Run, cat. I'll hold them off. Be free. Have your lovey-dovey vacation. Thank you. I appreciate it. What do you plan to do in this stream? Besides gaslight chat, even though gaslighting isn't real and you just made it up, even though I'm the one that said it. Um, well, for starters, we have the NA live stream in like 55 minutes. So there's that. Secondly, I still have some Lotto prep I need to do. Is VIP a cult? Yes. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. Oh, Neo, thank you. Neo just gifted me Okami chat. Thank you, bud. Appreciate it, my dude. Ironically enough, I've never played Okami, but I've always heard good things. Gaslight, gatekeep, gotcha boss. Damn. Did you like LB6 or the Camelot Singularity more? I have the unpopular opinion of liking the Camelot Singularity more. LB6 was really like cool, and it had the potential to be better than Camelot, but I actually do not like what they did with the lore, and I have some major gripes with a couple of things in it. And then somebody in chat always goes, "What do you mean by that?" And then I have to go into a like hours long dissertation. Because at first, when I start explaining it, people don't believe me. And then, like, the more I explain it, people actually realize that there is a problem. Or they think I'm the problem, one or the other. Make us whole, Kadroth. Do I need to play Cult of the Lamb again? Because I know y'all do be pooping on the lawn. Then Cad pulls out the conspiracy board. Yep. I look at Camelot and LB6 very similarly. I kind of do. I just, like, I basically, unfortunately, can't treat them similarly. Why isn't there an Artoria on my stream? Oh shit. There's not an Artoria in my party currently. It's actually rare. Make us whole, go to the marker. Well, why go to the marker when I can go to the plier? Both have major plot holes.
Ha 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 ha.
There you go.
Ha ha ha.
Cult is such an ugly word with so much negative connotation. I mean, you're not wrong. Fake Saber fan. Yeah, okay. What are other unpopular opinions about story chapters? Septum isn't the worst, Okeanos is. And that's because pretty much the entirety of the Okeanos Singularity did not need to happen, and the first, like, 2/3 of it are actually just boring. But I'm not going to say Camelot doesn't have plot holes. Ironically enough, it is not the plot holes that annoy me with LB6. It is the actual lore breaks. that annoy me with it. That's why I cannot hold them to the same degree. Every single story in FGO has plot holes. LB6 has an actual like lore break. Look at Riker, look at the screen. Now look at Riker again. Huh? The pins aren't all maxed, fake fan. Yeah, you know. Show me someone who has it. To be honest, I only like Septum because it is near. I think Septum gets a lot of hate. I'm not going to say that Septum couldn't be better. It absolutely could be. And I think there's like, you make too little changes and Septum's fixed. But yeah, I just like, to me, Okeanos is a weird one. And I think of the first 3 chapters, sorry, I'll extend this. Of the first 4 chapters, I think in basically ascending order from worst to best, I think it is literally Okeanos. I think it is Septum. I think it is London, and then I actually think it's Orleans. And it's because Orleans actually is pretty like set in stone. London actually to me has better plot points than Orleans, but London has like some actual ass pulls that are just never really explained. So that is kind of the issue that I have with London. Septum basically is Nero Wank, and it really struggles from a kind of like illogical story. And then Okeanos basically just, like I said, it's like it almost didn't need to even happen. Which makes me wonder, like, who the heck wrote Okeanos? People heavily overrate Salem. I think Salem's fine. Salem is just different. Like, and I will say this, I usually am not going to judge a story based off of like the style. If the style is just different than what FGO has, it doesn't bother me. I more look at like, hey, what were the writers trying to achieve here, and did they achieve it, and was it coherent, and did it like actually like kind of stand up in terms of its quality? That's usually what I look at. And that's why like rating those first 4 singularities, that's what I would rate them. And then I think, like, to me, if we do the first ones, then chat's gonna get really fucking angry at me. I'll give you guys my rating for all of them. So, we basically said it's like this. Sorry, it's 4, then 1. Okay. Then it is America. Then it is Babylonia, and that's the one everyone's going to get upset with me on, and then it's Camelot. That is how I rate the first ones. I will just go ahead and admit I am biased towards Camelot. That being said, if I try to remove my bias and I look at these two, both of them have ass pulls. 7, though, has a like ass pull problem where it is the primary plot device of 7. What do I mean? Nothing in 7 happens without an ass pull. And it's kind of crazy. Like, I really like the story of Babylonia. It's really cool. But yeah, it almost feels like they purposely build you up and make you think that like it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. And then here comes the like MacGuffin. And they just keep doing that over and over again at every point of the story. So it's like it's still a good story, but that is an annoyance that I have with it. Who the fuck is Lolter? Lolter isn't real. She can't hurt you. What? Honestly, after replaying it, Fuyuki's probably my favorite early story chapter. Fuyuki's a little different outside of things. I think, like, I would roughly rate, like, Fuyuki, like, right here in terms of it is very similar to Orleans. It is its own self-contained story, and it works. I think everything prior to Orleans on this list has problems. I think everything after Orleans on this list I'm not going to say it doesn't have problems, but the problems are relatively small in the perspective of how good the story is. Like, for instance, my biggest problem with 5 is simply that, like, the actual, like, setting is kind of nonsensical. And they tried to, like, mishmash um, America with Celts, with Thomas Edison, but wait, he's a lion, and, like, all sorts of extra stuff. It just kind of is very odd to me. Coroneka, thank you for the follow. The later ones do a better job selling you on a story. Yeah. And just for the record, chat, we do know for a fact that Nasu came on board and started helping them with the story as of 5. I think Nasu, for Singularities 1 through 4, I think Nasu had given them a, like, plan for it, but I don't think he had actually gotten, like, rolled up his sleeves, gotten in down and dirty, and, like, actually wrote it. I think partway through 5, he started helping them with that. He started editorializing what they were doing, and you can see the quality just got a lot better. America makes perfect sense. It was just entirely by accident. No, no, it doesn't. Can you rank the LBs? The LBs are a little bit more difficult, I'd say, because it really. I think the writing quality as a whole with the LBs is higher than obviously the first 7 singularities are. But I think, like, the peaks that are present in 7 and 6 are really only rivaled by a couple of the LBs. And, like, if I actually were going to rate that, chat, it would have looked like that. And then we would have, like, jumped up. And then this is where, like, 7 and 6 would have been. Like, the gap between 5 and the rest of them and 7 and 6 is it's a gulf. It's a canyon. It's huge. E pluribus unum, 1776. George Washington is dead and the Celts are invading. Let's walk to California. Thank you. Thank you for that, Zerebus. Yes, that entirely proves my point. Like, what the fuck is going on in the American singularity? It really, like, most of the others kind of make sense for their time period or whatever unique spin they put on it. That one is just kind of all over the place. So at least the writing is better. Here I am. I'm recently starting Singularity 2. I've been playing a week. Ooh, nice. Welcome to the game. Let me know if you have any questions. Timey-wimey bullshit. Yeah. I don't really dislike any of the other chapters. I don't really either. I think, like, Okeanos would be the closest to the one saying that I dislike. But I guarantee you, if I go back and I read Okeanos again, I will still enjoy it. Like, it just is the way it is. To me, my only issue with it is, again, like I said, the events of the singularity are largely that you didn't need to do the singularity, which is kind of patently absurd. Part 2 is 8 years, makes sense. They have better writing. You're not wrong. A lot of people forget. Part 1 was 1.5 years. Part 0.5, like part 1.5 was 1 year. So Epic of Remnant, right? This is Singularity 1. Or part 1, right? This is Epic of Remnant. And this is LB. So, chat, how long has the game been out on JP? 10 years? Actually, just for the record, chat, it's 10.5 years now. So, we are coming up on. So even if we wanted to do this, let's split out Ordeal Call, right? Let's say Ordeal Call is not part of this, though technically this is all under the umbrella that is part 2. Ordeal Call is 3 years. So you have 2.5. Like, this is your dividing column between part 1 and part 2. You have 2.5. You have 3. That means Lost Belt was 4.5 years. So it is literally triple what part 1 was. Ordeal Call is triple what Epic of Remnant was. That's kind of insane if you start to think about it. But here we are. And again, so looking at this objectively, part 2, and I say that, sorry, I'm factoring this in being 10 years, but like I said, it's actually 10 and a half. So this is actually 5 years even. So part 2 is 8 years. That's fucking insane. Like, part 3 is going to be 13 and a half years. I don't know. Even though the Prisma Ilia characters return, I maxed out my Kuro Archer by farming Leaves of Evocation for the past event, and I want to get the entire gang of the anime. They do return, and we're kind of in a period of the game now, Kuro, where like they come back at least once a year. So you're not going to have to worry about that too much. You will probably have to go like look it up on like fandom or something, or like a banner list trying to show it. I used to keep track of all that in my head, but kind of like 2 to 3 years ago on JP and last year on an A, they started kind of just giving us all the banners every year. So I stopped keeping track of it nearly as closely, because it, instead of having to worry about like, oh my God, when's this next banner for this unit ever going to be? It became, well, they're going to get a banner. The only question is at what part of the year. Soccer Wars really slowed them down. I don't think it's Soccer Wars itself, but I think it's Soccer Wars into COVID. I think that 1-2 combo really hurt them. Because a lot of stuff comes out of that. Soccer Wars saw them splintering off some of Delightworks' employees to go help with that project. Those employees did not come back to FGO. At least as far as we know. Like, so not only did it cost them some employees, but then when the project folded, they didn't come back. So it was kind of a double whammy in that sense. It wasn't just they were on loan, they were permanently lost. Then COVID also caused a lot of complications. And I think like Soccer Wars also gave them that kind of stain, that mark as a black company where they're not a good company to work for. And I think like that just snowball effect of those two events just really, really made it difficult for them to pull out for a while. Remind me what was Soccer Wars? Soccer Wars was another game that Delightworks was working on. Because Delightworks, I think, wanted to diversify and didn't want to just have all their eggs in the basket that was FGO, which I'm not going to blame them for. That was kind of smart. But the problem that they have is that they put somebody in charge of the project that had no business ever being in charge of a video game. They were warned not to do it. They did it anyways because it was somebody's buddy that worked at Delightworks. And that guy was notoriously bad to work for, and it caused a ton of problems. Sakura Kakume, you mean? I don't know. I'm always just hearing it referred to as Soccer Wars, so. I mean, Soccer Wars is a show, I believe, that the game was going to be based off of. Nepotism struck again? Yeah. And like I said, by all accounts, the guy was just terrible to work for, and it just caused a lot of problems. What I don't have recollection is the jungle part of Dead Island. Wait, what? Do you think Clayton Sky's a really big role in the finale? I think she certainly could have a role. I'm not. I'm not going to hold my breath on it. Like again, we'll see. And if you want to know more on that, my advice, Jack, go watch Mr. Trubb's streams. He's a great person to talk to about that stuff. Like, Koyanskaya is still technically and I say this technically a loose thread. We'll be watching the official stream in half an hour. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to just sit here for this amount of time. I've been stun locked reading chat. Soccer Wars is also a PS2 game. Nice. No, it's the other way around. Huh? Black Grail has never been on rate up. Ever in the history of the game. Cad, you still have currency from the event? So I do. I mean, I basically purchased everything, so it's literally just buying statues and stuff. Gotta get to that nice even 1400. Oh, wow. I had enough to buy all of it? Okay. Well, shit. I didn't need the normal foes in case anyone's curious. Dun, 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 dun. I don't really need the QP. There we go. Point. $10 leading up to this. Yeah, I think it'll be. I think people are gonna see that Nasu has planned a lot of this for a while now. I also, again, just have a really like a bone to pick with some of the Twitter people that keep saying like, "Oh, end of service is coming." I kind of hate it. And I kind of hate that like people keep liking those tweets. I get that like there's the desire to be edgy and stuff. And look, it is what it is, right? Like people can do that stuff, but it's like I do feel like the community has a bunch of like Schadenfreude of like trying to functionally like doom the game. And I don't understand why that's been the case. Because again, like I said, we know at minimum the game is continuing through year 11. We know that they are already setting up things for the future here. I think the only question is how the game continues, not if the game continues. Uh, I'm just gonna say questions like that, Crow, end up being spoilery. So I'll just say wait and see. If not after maintenance tonight, then tomorrow night. Yeah. Even if it's not ending, I do think Nasu will probably take a step back from it. It depends, right? Like, we know that Nasu kind of wants to, but Nasu has also begrudgingly just said, if the community wants it, he won't. So I think that's why you see them setting up stuff for the future. It's why they're still introducing new NPCs. They're still introducing like narrative plots and things like that that can go beyond the ending here. And that's why I say, like, I don't think it's going to end. I think the only question is basically how much there is going to be story involved. I feel that is why I kind of hate all this final talk. Yeah, I kind of agree. I saw Woo fans on a poll having a hissy fit that FGO story is better than theirs. All right. Here's an idea, chat. What if I told you that there is a contingent of fans that always think that their game story is the best? I don't care if it's a Genshin fan. I don't care if it's a Uma Musume fan. I don't care if it's a Grand Blue Fantasy fan. I don't care if it's a Girls Front Line fan. I don't care if it's an Azure Lane fan. I don't care if it's a Nikkei fan. I don't care if it's a FX7 fan. I don't like. We're all the same. We're all biased towards the game that we prefer. So at the end of the day, even then, with people that play multiple games, it still comes down to taste and how like people feel. So it's like, from what I've heard, Wuwa does have a good story. Okay. I'm not going to fault the Wuwa fan for thinking it's better than FGO. But at the end of the day, if you haven't really played FGO, then you don't really know. Simultaneously, if you're an FGO person and you haven't played Wuwa and you're claiming FGO story is better than Wuwa, you also don't know. So it's like, it is what it is. I think FGO has a really good story. I think it probably is better than the majority of gacha games. Is it better specifically than Wuwa? I don't know. I can say my initial peek into Wuwa, I found that the writing was pretty atrocious. But I will just go ahead and assume that they've done a much better job since then. So it is what it is. The best story is the one you get emotionally invested in. Impossible. Yep. You mods cat is using logic. Stop. I know. I try. All I'm trying to say is like it's okay to think that your game is better than another game. I just like I wouldn't use that as like a means of like bashing the other game. It's like, oh, FGO's story is trash. It's like, well, you haven't played FGO, so how do you know? Simultaneously, if you only played like FGO, like I don't know, like through Septum or through like America, it's like I can also say you still don't really know, right? Like it's hey, yeah, I'm actively playing FGO. Hey, yeah, I'm actively playing Wua. Hey, yeah, I'm actively playing Nikke and some of the other ones that people have said are good. Like then you can make a comparison, but that comparison's still your opinion. Like it still just boils down to what your taste is. Like some of my favorite singularities in the game, I have seen people be like, that singularity is crap. So different strokes for different folks. Some people just like to inflict and spread pain on social media, and doom speaking is a method. Yeah. And I think, like, honestly, and I don't want to, like, sit here and make it sound like I'm just constantly, like, talking about my girlfriend and stuff, chat. But, okay. It has been really fun getting to kind of take a step back from my internet life a little bit. Obviously, you guys know I still crave it. I still love playing video games. I still love streaming for you. But the nice part about going and touching grass is that you do gain a lot more perspective on things, and you realize that there's just certain things that are just stupid and that people do because they have nothing better to do. And you realize that, like, hey, yeah, I'm out having fun. This person is trying to rage bait someone on Twitter. Who's actually having more fun? It's me. I'm not going to say that rage baiting someone on Twitter couldn't be fun. It could be, but that person also just ultimately feels hollow inside, and that's part of the reason that they're doing it, right? Like, so there are things like that where you kind of gain perspective and you learn that, like, yeah, it's just not really worth it. It's not really worth engaging in. It's relatively pointless. Like, I basically have seen people bash me. I've seen people bash saber faces. I've seen people bash FGO. I've seen like any number of things over the years. And on some points I've engaged with it. On other points I haven't. And I think every time I don't engage with it and I just ignore it, I feel like I'm better for it. And I feel like every time I do engage with it, roll up my sleeves and get into the mudslinging, it's never good. So, as my dad says, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them. Yeah, but you forgot the next line, which is everyone has them and they stink. You know what they say, you got to have some balance. Yeah. Cat, I have a phobia of going outside. The grass scares me. That's fair. Like, chat, I am. So this is really funny because she thinks that I am an extrovert hiding as an introvert. Whereas I tell her that I'm an introvert hiding as an extrovert. The truth is probably somewhere in between. I definitely like to go do things in the same way that like an extrovert would. But I also, as an introvert, definitely don't like when there's like too many people around and, you know, people are like screaming and yelling and there's just like a cacophony of like people talking. Extroverts thrive on stuff like that. Introverts do not like it. And that's why I ultimately assume I am an introvert, because I do not like that. I've just learned how to like get over some of my introvertedness in order to be able to go do these things. Because it is like there's genuinely times where it's really fun. Like we went out to dinner last night and we went afterwards and walked around a lake that was a park. And we had actually been there once before. But this time, because it was Christmas, they had put up all the Christmas lights in the park all around the lake. And it was awesome. Like, it was really cool. We didn't even realize that was going to be a thing. So it's like, sometimes just going out and doing stuff like that, it's like you realize, like, hey, yeah, there is hope for the world.
And then you get on Twitter and you think the polar opposite. And then and this is why I say like there's perspective, is because sometimes you realize it's like, yeah, Twitter is not indicative of real life. Twitter is a parody of it. That's all it is. Social media is a parody of your actual life. Being as an extrovert, I can't have it on 24/70 or 24/7. My battery runs out. Yeah. Extroverts have a huge social battery. Extroverts tend to thrive off of it, but yeah, like others have said, they will burn out at a point. Introverts, yeah, they have very low tolerance for it. What's up, Tesla? That's why I don't have a Twitter account. No, I mean, I think it's fine. I like, you can still make Twitter what you want it to be and ignore those sorts of people. I think the sad part is twofold. And this is kind of true of social media in general. When somebody posts on Twitter, that post might get 0 likes. Then somebody does another post. That post gets 1 like. Then somebody does another post. That post gets 2 likes. And somebody does another post. That post gets 3 likes. And this kind of keeps continuing. And it's not exactly the way it works. You do have to like have things that people actually want to like. But the algorithm, the more active you are, the more it favors you. And these people that eat, sleep, and drink Twitter naturally pop off far more, right? And the mistake that they make is that they think that they have like all this reach. They think that they're like super influential and important. I've legitimately see people that regularly post stuff in the FGO community and get, you know, anywhere from 1 to 2,000 likes. And in the FGO community, that's pretty good. And these people will only have like 1 to 2,000 followers. Meanwhile, I'll end up as somebody that has a lot more followers than that, posting something and it'll only get like 10 likes or less. So do they have more reach than me? Do they have more influence than I do? No, I don't think they do. I think the algorithm just sits there and reshovels their stuff over and over and over again into everyone's faces. And I do think people and bots just go around just sitting there kind of liking everything that is trending. So it is what it is. It definitely is rough if you're somebody that doesn't have the time to put in, but I'm not really going to begrudge that. I'm going to instead say that like that is the problem, is that you're microphoning the most obnoxious, opinionated, like edgy people on the internet. And that's why I say like it is a parody of real life. It's not actually indicative of the way things are in real life. Because in real life, people are going to talk something out. On Twitter, you're just going to shout it at everyone. And that is, I think, the issue. You can ignore those people, but you can't really stop it from trying to shove it in your face. So that is my annoyance with social media in general. It's not just a Twitter problem either. Is there ever a time when NA streams isn't just a 1v1 compared to the JP streams? Yeah, all the time. They very frequently will have like somebody else on or like cut away to something else. Much like MySpace way back when, so I don't bother. Yeah, that's fine. It's weird. Why would you like things you don't like? That is what I find really odd. Like, again, if you're sitting there and you're dooming FGO and it's getting a ton of likes, why is it getting a ton of likes? Are people liking it because it's edgy? Are people liking it because it's just getting shoved in their face and it's trending and so they like it? Are people literally just trying to be like, again, like edgy and doomer on things, and they're trying to like actually like sabotage the game's reputation and stuff? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I do find that really odd. But I also think it's because there's a lot of people in the FGO community. Hear me out on this, chat. There's a lot of people in the FGO community on social media that just want to talk at you. There is not a lot of discussion back. And I think that is why you see a difference. Like, if I go and look at other communities, if somebody throws up a bad opinion, they get absolutely ratioed. In FGO, this doesn't really happen. Everyone just likes it and moves on. Which makes me almost think it's like bot-like activity, but it is what it is. Any Mystico worth farming on early on in A? You'll almost have to use the plug suit one, the Chaldea battle uniform, quite a bit. So I wouldn't bother to farm it because it'll just naturally level. But everything else, it doesn't really matter per se. I would say the OG Mystic Code is one to kind of get up early because having a Mystic Code maxed out can be helpful. The X bird site for Mastodon where there is no algorithm. On one hand, I feel like that could be good. On the other hand, my opinion of the competitors to Twitter is that they are just even worse because they are like far more of an echo chamber. I guess people want FGO to end so we can go to FGO 2 Genshin edition or something. Yeah, and that may be the case. Like, maybe the community legitimately thinks that'll happen. And who knows, right? Like, I couldn't tell you. Maybe the devs have secretly been working on it behind the scenes. I just don't think that'll happen. I think they're just going to continue on with FGO. And the best thing you can probably hope for is a Overwatch 2 scenario where they reboot it, but it's still in the same engine type deal. Thank you, Mega. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's a new Mystic Code in Christmas. It's a 5% Mystic Code. I recommend Atlas Academy. It takes forever to level up. There's nothing wrong with it. I think early on in my account, I used Mage's Association a lot because the 20% charge and card shuffle are actually really good. You reckon we'll hit 15th Annie or even 20th Annie? I don't know. I think, and hear me out on this, chat, not to doom, right? Counter to the doomers, I have said that I believe that the game goes through the 11th year and onward, right? That being said, if we look back to Annie 5, Mr. 2 said they had plans through year 10. We're currently in year 10. At Annie 10, Mr. 2 said the game will go through 11th Annie. And actually, technically, Mr. 2 didn't say that. That was Takeuchi who did. So at year 5, they had the next 5 years planned out. At year 10, they only have the next year planned out. So that tells me they're way more in a we're going to evaluate year to year thing. So I don't think it's that they're gonna like put all their eggs in one basket and make the game go infinitely. They're just going to say, okay, from now on, from here on out, now that we've accomplished what we want, we will keep the game going as long as people want it to go on. But if people stop playing the game, we will stop making the game. That's what I think will be the case. So as long as you guys are like still really enjoying it and still want to play it, I think this game will have legs. And to be fair, that does show to be the case, at least from player interactions with everything. But will it stay that way? I don't know. That I think that's something where only time can tell. I have already told you guys that some people just naturally will quit after the end of part 2. And that has nothing to do with like the state of the game. That has everything to do with how long the game has been running and how long people have been waiting for this conclusion. They will get it and some of them will just check out. Versus other people will certainly continue to keep playing. So it's like I do think there will be a minority percentage of the player base that will just stop when part 2 ends. But that does not mean it's going to kill the game, and I don't expect it to. And if anything, if they do new stuff, we might attract new players. I think the issue that they may have in the future is what if they don't do new stuff? So it's like people are anticipating quality of life, people are anticipating changes coming to the game. If they don't, that may upset people. So we'll just have to see how things are handled. No, I feel like at that point, there may be a little bit in an unwinnable situation where some people will expect them to change in a certain way and it just may not actually be feasible. And I think that that's not on them per se. That's just on the community having unrealistic expectations and kind of comparing to other gacha games. Really depends if there's a part 3 story if we go into endless event only mode. Yeah, and I my question is how will the story be managed in the future? Devs need to do their part. I agree. Are people watching JP to figure out if they want to spend on money on NA? Yes. I think that's like just a natural reaction. In the same way that people on NA look to JP for who's going to be good, in 2 years. What's the oldest ongoing gacha game? Grand Blue Fantasy? I guess it depends on what you defer to as a gacha game. In the sense that, like, we would refer to, yeah, probably. In the sense that, like, any game that has gacha mechanics, I mean, shit, you have, like, Puzzle and Dragon stuff that have been around for, like, forever. Puzzle and Dragon is over 15 years old, yep. And for all I know, there may be something older than that. Chat, do we have the live link from them? I don't know, Ash. Yeah, it's so weird because when I check, thank you. When I check the one, um, when I checked the one that was posted in FGO News, it was their prior Twitter link and it did not have the link to this. Yeah, Dokkan Battle's pretty old. I think it's about as old as FGO is. Puzzle and Dragons is usually the like number one game in the App Store for JP, which is wild. Like, General, thank you for the 76, bud. How you doing? How have you been? Doing their best to bait us with picture of the stream. Yeah. I mean, look, I'll say this again, chat. Some people will look at this, they'll find it cringe. I'm going to look at this as a content creator, and I'm going to say this is them trying and putting an effort. You might not like it, but this is what effort looks like on their behalf. And so I will give them credit for that. Like, their editor actually went in and made a thumbnail. Hello, Ein. How's it going? It's a bit corny, but funny. It's fine. Yeah. If JP does this, it'd be funny. Right. And that's where I say, like, the NA staff does get a lot of shit for things. I try to give them credit where it's due. Like, one of my major criticisms is that these streams were just so ass and that they weren't trying. Obviously, they don't have the budget to make a like full quality production, right? But I will give them credit for at least trying to step it up and trying to put in a little bit more effort. And that is fair. I get that. And I think that's a good thing. Albert always looks tired. I don't know why that is. Honestly, like, I don't know if like Albert is just severely overworked or something. It's possible, I suppose. Like, that's just again one of those things where you just won't know until you do. Like, you'd have to go talk to Albert himself and ask him that. They replaced that one poster they put in the back with Scotch tape. I don't know. That Albert was depressing to watch. I honestly, the worst time that I've ever seen Albert wasn't even necessarily that he was sad. He just looked dead inside. And I don't know if that's because he was tired, maybe he was sad, or maybe it was just that, like, he just didn't want to be there. Yeah. And that's where I said, like, I don't think Albert is a bad representative of FGO. I think he does care about the game. Okay? But you cannot be the head of localization, basically the NA head, okay? Or the lead, if you will. You can't be that, go on stream, and look like you don't want to be there. And to be fair, he does seem since then to have responded positively to that criticism. So I'll give him credit where credit's due. But yeah, like, legitimately, if I were playing another gacha game and I stopped in and I watched an FGO stream because I was curious and I saw that, that would make me not want to play the game. I'd be like, damn, this game that bad? Like, yeah, if you are the face of NA and you basically look like you don't want to be there, that is a very bad look. And that was my feedback at that point. Was like, hey, look, don't do that. Which I already had it set to 5%. Go me. Gonna kill song request here, chat. But yeah, I do know that like some of the VIP crew did get to talk to him at Anime NYC. I do know that they did get to relay some stuff to Albert. And I don't know that like were the reason that Albert started making changes or that he had already planned to do it based off feedback from the streams. But like I again will just say that like at least they are trying. At least they are like doing some stuff now that they weren't before. So I will give them credit for that. And I do think they're doing a better job. And I think they should keep it up. That's honest to God, my opinion on this stuff. I enjoy their dry back and forth humor on stream. Yeah, honestly, like they're not bad. I actually think having Michael on is really good. And I think it actually does allow for a little bit of back and forth and a little bit of like camaraderie to be shown that gives the stream a little bit of personality. Albert seems fixated on NA's clairvoyance. To be fair, that's probably because he gets pressure from the JP side of things to like, you got to pump those numbers up type deal. And he knows that the clairvoyance is one of the biggest issues for that, and why banners that performed well on JP don't necessarily perform well on NA, because we have that 2-year lead. That being said, you can never get rid of our clairvoyance. To do so would make it so that there would be no real advantage to playing NA outside of it just being in your language. All right, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
My name is What a way to open the new Caldea Broadcasting Station live. Anyway, my name is Albert. I'm the localization producer for Fate Grand Order here at Clicks of America.
Oh, chat.
Oh, thank you for buying me some time to recover from that little shock.
Look, we gotta do something different.
You know what? You're right. We do have to do.
Different.
Maybe one day we'll get really crazy and sit on opposite sides.
Yeah. So maybe people have this on the background, right? They're just like listening to it, and all of a sudden I go, hey. That'll grab their attention. Anyway, hey.
Now that we have your attention, I'm Michael Casamento. I am assistant localization producer. And just now remembering my job title after all that here at Aniplex of America. What are we doing here, Albert?
We are here to tell everybody news on the new event, Michael.
What would the new event be?
It's a Lotto.
It is literally the title.
Hey, Phocrown, yeah. It's from the FGO USA tour.
I just have this.
So, okay, let's go through this. Anyway, welcome to today's Caldea Broadcasting Station.
I always wear it for the live streams.
Volume 22. That's right, producer son. Producer son. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, if any one of you thinks we weren't arguing about who was producer son before this camera started rolling, then you are mistaken.
Anyway, welcome to Caldea Broadcasting Station Live Volume 22. Merry Christmas in the Snowy Field 2025. 7 days, 8 years. Snow Carol pre-release special.
You almost did that in one breath.
I know, I can't.
That's okay. That's a
I
lot.
Tried.
That's a
It's
lot.
the
of
attempt
words.
That counts, Michael.
It is the thought that counts, and that was very thoughtful. And it's the holidays, so it's extra.
It is the
important to be
holidays. How was leading up to this so far?
It has been wonderful. It has been snowy and beautiful and
Snowy.
Okay, fine. Here in Southern California, it's been the same as it is every other day of the year.
Well, so what are you gonna do for holiday? Are you gonna buy stuff?
I'm gonna buy some stuff.
You're gonna buy some stuff.
I am gonna sleep in.
Whoa.
I know it's getting pretty crazy.
So what we're
are
hearing
you
is
gonna
if the
do?
Lotto breaks, no one's going to be around to fix it.
More. Whoa. Like 12 hours a day. I know.
That is half of the hours of a day.
I know. Unthinkable. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Does that leave you time to buy things?
I will buy things. I will eat things. And I'll sleep.
Man, Holidays are great, aren't they?
I know. All right, so before we get
How about visit family?
too lost in the holidays,
The temptation is real.
the temptation is real. I can't wait to start sleeping for 12 hours a day. But before that,
Yeah, before
we
hibernate.
have some exciting stuff we want to share with you. So first, I want to give a brief reminder on the Advent calendar. So Advent calendar 2025 is happening right now. There's a surprise every day, so don't forget to log in every day for this Advent calendar. Only masters who have clear singularity F flame contaminated city Fuyuki will be able to participate. You can still have until 7:59 on Christmas Day to be able to participate. The Advent calendar will end at 11:59 that night, so you have you can get the last one.
You can get that last one.
You can get the last one.
Christmas present.
Yeah. So please don't miss it. Also, there is a pre-release campaign for the new Christmas event, the Merry Christmas in the Snowy Field 2025, 7 days, 8 years Snow Carol. Pre-release campaign is also happening right now for limited
Which is going to be
time AP
interesting if this comes out right after
Part
this.
2's chapter 6.5 will only cost quarter of the usual AP. Players will receive limited time logging bonus, and also the continue item Leyline Stones will return to the Da Vinci workshop. Use this opportunity to save up on the Leyline Stone and use them to help you clear through the main quest. You want to do them as quickly as possible. Wink, wink, you have about a year and a half.
Thereabouts, yeah.
About. So, we'll talk about the upcoming event, Merry Christmas in the Snowy Field 2025, 7 days, 8 years.
I do
Snow
wonder if
Carol.
they're going to do
I can't
anything
remember
else
how many
here.
times I've said the event name right now already, but I will say some. I will say some more.
More in the future.
The scenario writer for this event is none other than Kinoko Nasu.
Oh my
Of
god.
course, we have the prologue text.
Of course we do.
Michael, go.
Okay, fine, but only because you asked so nicely.
I don't think he did.
As many servants make their annual return trips to their various homelands, a Santa Claus clad in the latest high-tech equipment appears in Chaldea. Punishment for bad children, presents for the good ones. This year's Santa Claus is our very own Captain Nemo. Although Nemo Santa has declared that their team will handle present deliveries with no help, Master decides to quietly lend a hand by securing safe delivery routes for Nemo and company. No matter the destination, no matter the obstacles, it is Santa Claus's duty to deliver presents to good children. And so, the hard work of deliveries begins for Nemo Santa and Master.
He
Wow.
literally just skipped like
That-
several words there.
Sounds actually pretty exciting. I want to know what happened.
We have to clear the path for Santa. The path to presents.
That actually sounds so cute. I can imagine just Nemo trying to deliver present, but it's the master kind of like clearing the way, push everything
Like, I wonder if
aside.
they had like an abbreviated version of the
we
text.
do have, usually we have a teaser video to show you a snippet of the story. So let's take a look.
Just because I knew it was going to be loud. Although it's actually... Wait. Did they finally equalize the volume on this? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Oh my god, it's so loud. And I still have it turned down.
I like how the caption just said heat there. Is the punishment for bad children going to be that he harpoons them? I like how he got the mustache. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, what would that be? I don't think he's driving to places.
Interesting.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's the idea of all the servants going back to their homelands.
Wait.
For Christmas is kind of cute. And then, of course, we have to make sure that Nemo can get to all of these various servants' homelands safely. So if you want to find out if he can manage it and just how we pull this off, you'll have to play the event.
Play the event.
I
And
think they
actually,
did
about
equalize
that,
it a little
we
more.
will tell you how to play through the event. But first, let's introduce the event limited servant for this event.
Oh, who could it be?
Who can it be indeed?
Who would it?
Let's take a look.
I feel like they should have done this in the opposite order. Like, we should have gotten to see that preview, then the story.
So there we have it. We have the 4-star SR Rider, Nemo Santa. That Noble Fantastic video was really, really cute.
That was really great. I especially loved the little cheer at the end.
Yeah.
Just like, we got him!
So, for Nemo Santa, we'll gain double EXP for enhancement during the event, plus attack strength will be increased by 100% and bomb point gain will be increased by 50%. And also, now we have introduced the event limited servant. Let's talk about the event.
Of course.
So, the main quest will unlock on a daily basis.
Chat, you care
Progress
about
through the main
this.
quest to unlock free quests, and clearing free quests will grant masters a lot of event items. Event items include Shark Pie, Coral King, Shell Cracker, and Happy Christmas Ticket. To participate, masters will have to clear Part 2, Chapter 6.5, Realm of the Thanatos Impulse Charm, Life and Death of an Illusion. However, don't worry if you have not got to that. If you have not cleared that main chapter, for masters who have not cleared it, you still will be able to play through the free quests, and the free quests will be unlocked daily. So you'll still be able to participate. In the
And you
free
get a
quests.
90 plus every
You'll still
day.
be able to get all those great items, but you won't know the cute story of Nemo Santa.
And that would
delivering.
be a tragedy.
That will be a tragedy. So remember, we also have that pre-release campaign going on. So make sure you
I am, yeah.
get those items.
Yes.
Make sure you clear through chest 6.5
Yes.
so you can enjoy all of the events.
The full course, as it were.
Yes. Next, we'll also talk a little bit more about how to progress through the event. Complete free quests and collect Happy Christmas Ticket, and will allow you to roll the prize roulette box gacha time.
It is time for a roulette, and that roulette has cookies.
Cookies. Lots and lots
I'm looking forward
of
to it.
scale cookies.
I'm looking forward to that.
Next,
Okay.
players will also be able to collect Nautilus ornaments
They shouldn't
from
need
the
those.
prison roulette, and these can be used to exchange for Syngraphs, to enhance Nemo Santa's Noble Phantasm, or to challenge special quests.
Oh.
So, make sure you participate in the event and open as many of these boxes as you can and get all the great items. Next, there is a new game function that will be added as an update that we really want to highlight. You don't have to keep
Sweet.
clicking on the button anymore.
You can
Now,
just hold
players
it
will
down
only have to
now.
hold down on the button that says 10 spin. You hold it down, and players will be able to continuously
Nice.
receive present.
This is
The
definitely a
roulette
good
will keep
quality of
spinning
life.
until players are left with only one Happy Christmas ticket, or if you manually stop the continuous spinning.
Oh man.
I can already hear the
That's so
cheers
Is it
behind the screen.
faster?
So
Kind
we
of,
talked
yeah.
about how to progress through the event. Let's take a look at some of the items that players can get during the event. First, the event reward command codes. So we have the 3-star Holy Knight Reindeer cap.
I want that hat.
I
do
just
want
like
that.
that it's
Somebody
bug-eyed.
make it happen.
Would you wear it instead of your beanie if we got you one?
I will wear it instead of my beanie.
I know you're a man of your word.
I am. If I get it, I will wear it.
All right, you heard him.
Scary. Next, we have the 4-star Golden Trident. Very cool.
Very cool. I like the remove critical strength up because for whatever reason that buff tends to be one enemies love to stack very high.
And it hurts a lot.
It does hurt a lot. And I like that this one
He's not
lets you
wrong.
get rid of one of them.
And we get to inflict critical damage instead.
Even better.
Even
it's like
better.
It's like a reversal card.
Yep. Next, we have
Patience,
5-star
Yugi.
Crane's Vow and Love Poetry. Gain 3-star when attacking with engraved cards. And
Extra
also
MP
increase
gain?
MP gain by 5% to the engraved
That's very
card.
nice.
So you put that on. Actually, you can put that on art. You can put that on quick.
Arts or quick, depending on what you're building.
Yeah.
Either
You
way,
definitely
it's
wanna
fine.
put that
I
on
can do a lot
art.
for you.
Also, just beautiful art.
Love it.
I always just collect them. And next, we have the event limited craft essence. So, Silent Night Holy Blue will be this year's event limited craft essence.
It is split
Play through
stats,
the event, Make
unfortunately.
sure you collect as many copies as
With
possible.
HP major.
Obviously, you want to get to the point where you can maximum break it for that 50% MP charge at the beginning of the battle and increase MP strength. Both will be very useful. And also, you can get additional Happy Christmas ticket drop.
More for the present roulette.
So that can, more for the prison roulette. You can open up more boxes, you can roll more roulette, and get more rewards quicker.
Exactly.
So make
We
sure
like that.
you play through the event and collect all the copies. Next, and for a limited time, a new mystic code called White Christmas will also be available. Sent often made in Chaldea.
I'm not a
everyone
huge
will
fan of
receive
this
a
one.
gift of a small
It's
blessing,
just
even
okay.
just for tonight.
That is a wonderful mystic code.
I mean,
For
aesthetically,
masters who
it's
are not
nice.
able to
Gameplay-wise,
participate in
it's
the main
okay.
quest of the event, you will still be able to receive this mystic code through event item exchanges.
Yeah, that was Lakshmi.
Next, more stuff to talk about for the event. First, let's take a look at some of the event. Take a look at some of the servants who will receive event bonuses this time around. Their attack strength and bomb point gain will increase, and also for Mash. Mash Kyrielite's bomb point gain will also affect the entire party, including sub-members. And this bonus will not be in effect if she is used as support. So make sure you bring your Mash in the party whenever you play through this event.
I mean, you're going to do that
Please
anyways
know
due to
that
party
not all
cost.
servants who gain event bonuses are part of the event scenario story, so please check out our official website or our in-game announcement for more details. Next, let's take a look at the limited craft essences. These new craft essences will be part of the pickup summons during the event. Equipping these to your servants will increase the amount per drop of certain event items. Michael, would you like to go through them?
I would love to. Let's begin with our 3-star craft essence, a very precious gift.
Very precious.
And you can see here in the art how truly precious this gift is, how just the excitement on Mephistopheles' face.
Yeah, Mephisto giving you a gift is
excited.
one that you
And
should throw
nothing
back
bad
at him.
ever happened when Mephistopheles was
No,
excited.
nothing
It's
at
always
all.
just an uncomplicatedly good thing.
Right.
And so this craft essence will give you additional shell crackers for the event, which will help you as you're going through the store. But it also will increase your NP strength and gain, and increases the amount you're charging at the
So
start of the
remember,
battle.
chat,
So that's an
if
extra
you
20%
plan
new max limit break it
to
for NP
farm the
charge.
Lotto
So
a ton,
this is just a great combination.
you don't
of
care
things
about the
I like to
gotcha
have on the craft
Cs.
essence in
You
terms of
only
damage
care
gain and
about
charges
the
for
Lotto
battle.
drop Cs.
But where there is a 3-star, there must also be a 4-star.
Because you'll auto clear shot.
4-star craft essence, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, our 4-star craft essence.
Comme un sablier.
Isn't it amazing how perfect my friend's pronunciation was there?
Amazing.
Just like
What?
just a couple of learning courses.
Amazing. I didn't know you speak French.
You would think that I would be working on Japanese,
Right.
here, but no,
No.
just full, really all in on French right now.
Whoa.
Oui.
Well,
Why did he sound like a AI woman?
4-star craft essence will give you coral canes for the shop, but this one also increases your quick card.
That was
effectiveness,
something
critical
they
strength,
did.
and critical star drop. So the last.
It was
last
like
event that we
the
did was very critical
pronunciation
focus.
bot.
This craft essence kind of builds nicely out of that,
Right.
especially if you're building a quick team. But of course, we also have our 5-star craft essence to consider, and that is our Octonautica. And this one will give you shark
That's some good
eyes
art.
for the shop, as well as allowing you to ignore defense on your attacks and increase Buster card effectiveness and noble.
And it's actually a pretty good
so
C,
I really
and
like
it's all
the ignore
attack
defense
scaling.
on a craft essence, just because of how much extra defense a lot of the challenge quest enemies are getting.
Yeah.
There were quite a lot of them, for instance, in some of the more recent events. And those sorts of things, so it's really nice to have the craft essence.
Was that Brad
And
or
just some
Brito?
lovely art. Not that you were.
It
any
had the
biased when it comes
pigtails,
to-
so I'm inclined to think it was Bradamonte.
If you have the playthrough.
It's okay. It's okay, Albert.
Hello, spell fine.
Right, let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
Because I think we actually have. We do actually have a comment from the artist of our 3-star craft essence, a very precious gift.
Yes, she
And
is,
that
Ahado.
comment is as follows. The request for this illustration was to have Mephistopheles looking like he's having a good time wrapping presents. I had a wonderful time drawing the iconic Mephi smile. He is wearing a modern worker's outfit, so I kept him in his makeup and styled his hair by referencing his formal portrait craft essence from 2nd anniversary. By lighting the face from below, I think I was able to create the feeling that he's up to no good. I would love for everyone to look at this illustration's warm hues and feel all cozy from it, but then think, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I love that comment because even at the beginning we're like, nothing ever bad can happen from it.
right.
Like, look at that smile.
That is the smile of an innocent man who does
When
no
I think
wrong.
Christmas, I don't think Mephistopheles.
And
So,
and it's always great to get a little bit kind of sneak peek into the illustrator's mentality when they put this together.
yeah,
So-
we're really lucky to get the comments from the illustrators on these. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for the comment.
So I hope everybody can look at that craft essence again and be like, yep.
Okay, well, we have craft essences. Do we have a pickup summon for?
No, we don't.
No. What? No.
No, actually, we don't have a pickup summon.
Oh.
We have a lot of pickup summons. Oh my god!
That's
So
where
here's
the
a
Michael
list and
face
schedule
came
for
from.
each of these
on the
pickup
thumbnail.
summons. So please make sure you take a look at these, you screenshot them, or you check out our official website or in-game announcement later. If you miss it, it's your fault. Next.
See,
For a limited
They
time,
should
the
actually
Lotto
leave that up
Manga
on
Fake Great
screen
Order collaboration event
for a lot longer.
Summon will also be back.
Oh, hey.
Please note that players will not be able to do the normal fan point summon during the campaign period.
oh, was Aurelia covering
Next,
it? That's my
I'm
bad.
sure people want to know when the event will be released. People are waiting for those prize roulette.
Albert, tell us when.
Do you recommend BB? Summer BB? Yeah,
Will be
she's good.
released.
But admittedly, your New Year's banners are pretty good as
Tonight after
well.
maintenance.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Once again, Masters will have to have cleared Part 2, Chapter 6.5, Realm of the Thanatos Impulse Traum.
There you go,
and
chat.
Death of an Illusion
Tomorrow.
to participate in the main story quests. Master who have not
Hold on
cleared
to your
it will
butts.
still be able to play through the free quest that will be unlocked daily. So even if you have not cleared Part 2, Chapter 6.5, this is still a great opportunity for you to collect all those skill up, essential materials, skill cookies, to level up your servants greatly. So make sure you play the event, collect those happy Christmas tickets, and participate in what we call the box gacha and open as many boxes as you can.
Yep.
Next,
It is a Lotto
to celebrate
event.
the release of this event, a special accrue login bonus will be
Okay, I'm
available.
just going to talk over
so
them.
log in 10 times
You're going to
during
get
the
apples
period.
here.
Count it once
Basically,
per
this
day
is a
to
Lotto
receive,
event, chat. You know
rewards
you're going to
such as
end
2
up
golden
like
fruits and 8 silver
actually
fruits. The login
like
bonus will be available
getting
to
some
masters
really
who
nice
have clear
rewards from it.
singularity
It is
elf for flame
infinite. You can
contaminated
keep
seeded
farming it as
fruity
much as you want.
by
You're
December
going to get skill
29th,
gems, mana
7:59.
prisms, FP,
Also, there will be a
embers,
countdown to
a
New
ton.
Year's pickup summon. The pickup servants who you see on the slides will be on pickup, and the pickup will be available from December 25th to December 31st. So if you miss them during their first pickup summon period, or if you just want additional copies, this is a great opportunity for you to summon these great servants.
1225 to
Also,
1231
there will
chat.
be a special website for this event, and if you share the special website to social media, you can get an original wallpaper on your
These
phone.
new, I believe they
That's
are.
actually really cute.
Yeah,
with
look
all
at that.
the Nemo,
Look at that wallpaper.
all the Santa versions of the Nemo, and we have reached our social media goal. Thank you everybody who participated to help us reach the goal. As a reward, everyone will receive 6 anchors in a few days, so please check your prison box
Actually,
later.
Tez banner's
This
kind of
concludes the
goaded for
latest
this.
game information. So that's it for today's CBS Lite. There's a lot we have shared with you today. I use the term box gacha a lot, but so box gacha is for the present roulette. So make sure you collect all the event items by playing through the events. Events with present roulette or the prize roulette, the box gacha events are very.
We don't get very many of them.
We don't get very many of them, and
I don't know
those
why he
do
called it a prison
help
roulette.
you save up on a lot of materials, even more so than normal events.
Yeah, they
so please use this opportunity to make sure you save up on those
Correct,
materials. Anything you would like to share?
I am looking forward to this event. I'm looking forward to the prize roulette, and I'm looking forward to the holidays with presents and sleeping and food. And I
that
hope
sounds
that
great.
you are all looking forward to that as well, and wish you a wonderful holiday.
Have a happy holiday,
Thank you so much for watching, everyone.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
What was that at the end, dude? Okay, let's go back, chat.
Bye.
His eyes scared me. Yeah. Okay, so again, this is, I'll turn off the closed caption. This is 1225, 1231. Basically, it's a countdown to the New Year's summons. You guys can see you get a ton of really quality units here. Honestly, pretty nice. Again, like, I'm not going to say Bima's going to be the best use here, but these other three, they can help you out during this lotto. So like low key, they kind of like bailed people out, and this is actually smart of them. This is good clairvoyance breaking because this will get somebody to roll to help themselves out with their farming. And so it's actually kind of smart of them. Again, Tez will be useful in the Rider 90 plus. It's not like the best node or anything like that, but it is a node that's not going to have a whole lot of like easy solutions for it. So him being on right up here, like I said, it is going to be nice. We will definitely have to see, though, again, the timing of this, because this doesn't start until 5 days into the event. So in fact, it may already be too late for Tez at that point. So like it'll just be something where like this will be more of a focus for you guys trying to focus on the final node, and it is what it is. You're at MP1 hell, but I want to save for Takaru. That's up to you. Will Tez have event gotcha? We don't know. They did not say here,
Masters
basically.
will clear singularity of flame contaminated city Fuyuki.
I'll replay this
by
part.
December 29th, 7:59 p.m. Also, there will be a countdown to New Year's pickup summon. The pickup servants who you see on the slides will be on pickup, and the pickup will be available from December 25th to December 31st. So if you miss them during their first pickup summon period, or if you just want additional copies, this is a great opportunity for you to summon these great servants. Also,
So there you go. That was their little thing there. The event does start tomorrow morning. They basically confirmed it is 12:19, aka tomorrow, after maintenance. Maintenance is tonight. So chat, literally tomorrow morning, wake up, Lotto time. Okay, so get your party comp set up, clear out your mailbox, do any last second preparation that you guys need to for the Lotto. Now is the time. And again, if you haven't already checked it out, go check out our guide on YouTube. We also have the text version of the guide. So make sure you guys give that some love, and you'll be good. Apple Doko? Yep. Depending on how you feel, you may want to spin down your storm pods too, or maybe you wait till during the event to do so. It's up to you. Again, we have Mary Anning. She is available with the FP Gotcha during this time. Ironically enough, you will also have bonus, like Craft Essence Experience bonuses on like right up with her. Similar to how you would have a good scenario for rolling the gotcha during like Gouda Gouda, this would also be a good time. The problem is this is a Lotto. You really don't want to be spending all of your time doing that. So if you want to do it to get a couple of copies of Mary Anning, go for it. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that this is not a good time to roll out your FP due to that. Plus, you won't have the 2x suck rate until afterwards. So to me, it is what it is. They did have the banners here. I know chat said Aurelia was blocking it. Just FYI, this is Shisho down here. So I know she's kind of being blocked, but you guys can see the banner timing. Pion, thank you for the 26. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you for the support. Jack, we get some love for Pion. I think my one gripe from the stream is that they were like, okay, here's the banner timings, bye. And they spent no time on this. I hate to say it, because I know they want to spend time talking about the craft essences and the art and how beautiful it is, but this is more important than the craft essences. This is showing you the timing that things are going to come out. And I'm not saying they have to like spend a shit ton of time on it, but at least leave it on screen for longer than 5 seconds. Like, give it like 30 seconds so that people can sit there and process it and work through the banner timings and such. So you guys can see Nemo is available right after maintenance. Burrito Mart will be like later that day, like basically the evening at reset. So basically one day in. BB, Summer BB here will be like 3 days in. Probably at reset, so it'll be actually the 4th day, I assume. And then Shisho, aka Scotty here, OG Scotty Caster, is going to be like the day after BB. So definitely interesting in that regard. They do appear to be kind of hitting us with a little bit of a like 1-2 punch of like, here's all of these banners, which these were all planned. These were how it was on JP when it came out. But getting it with the newer ones there for like Cuckoo and Durga and stuff, like that was unexpected. So that's definitely, they're kind of like back end loading things and trying to like drain us out before New Year's, which again, you will have the Takaru banner at New Year's. You will have the GSSR. There's also going to be a whatchamacallit, a Korean Sky of Light banner. So keep that in mind. There's going to be some nice New Year's banners that you may want to pay attention to. Go look at those if you have any doubts about rolling. Plan your rolls accordingly. Don't screw yourself. There's a ton of units coming up next year that people are going to want. People are going to be saving for. Make sure that you guys actually do, again, like kind of pay attention to everything. Might throw tickets at Scotty? Yeah, go for it. Throughout this entire stream, and I love it. We captured the face that Michael had on the thing. Throughout this entire stream, I was sitting here thinking, it's like, oh yeah, we have a Lotto event. And I was like, man, I am so glad that I am not playing the new player account still, because I don't even want to think about farming 2 Lottos at the same time just on an A, on top of whatever the hell is going to come out like raid wise with JP. So that would be a living hell, is having to farm functionally 3 massive like repeatable farm events at the same time. Again, they spent a lot of time going through this. Like I mentioned before, this 5-star C is actually really nice. You can't really see it because Albert's kind of blocking it, but here. So again, you guys can see it's all attack, no HP. That means it's all attack scaling. This is a 2k CE for attack. It applies ignore defense, buster card effectiveness up to 10% at MLB, and NP gain up to 20%. This is actually a really nice craft essence. It's not meta per se, like we're like, oh my god, I have to have it and I'm going to use it all the time. But for what it is meta. It is a all attack, defense ignoring, buster enhancing, NP gain CE. That's going to be really nice in challenge content if you take a buster unit in. And again, the defense ignore is fairly rare in a craft essence. Usually we only see those types of things when it comes to like Chaldea Boys Cs and stuff. So if you do plan to roll and it does have the Christmas Cs on it, getting MLB of Octonautica is not a bad pickup. Plus, again, yeah, as Chad already denoted, the artwork is fantastic. Otherwise, nothing really too much to write home about with any of these CEs. It just is what it is. They did show you guys the damage bonus. Nemo Santa is going to be the only one with 100%, at least right here on the outset. I think there might be more. I don't remember because I think I went over this during the guide. Let me just double check real quick just so I don't tell you guys wrong. Of course, fandom does not have it updated for the NA event, even though it obviously comes out tomorrow. Why fandom doesn't have it up ahead of time, I don't know, especially considering they're just copying from their JP version. So it is what it is. Okay, so here it is on the JP side. Okay, yeah, so he is the only 100%. I thought I remember there being some that showed up later, but I think I'm thinking of Guda Guda with that in mind. So this is as it is. There's nothing you guys need to worry about in that regard. It will be interesting to see if they add bonus to, like, say, any of those new banner units that they're doing, but I doubt they'll do that because that's a coding issue. Another thing to keep in mind, and they didn't say it here, we talked about it during the guide, but not only do you have event bonus for this, but there are a couple of units that get their own bonus due to the Evocation Festival. So someone like Nightingale Santa gets bonus because she is a Santa, but also retains her bonus through the end of the year for being an Evocation Festival unit. Therefore, there are a couple of units that can either double dip like her, or at least will have some additional bonus that isn't necessarily being recounted here. So it's something to keep in mind that, yes, that can be useful to you. For instance, Sakamoto Ryoma Rider is also another one that does show up in a couple of our comps. Definitely make use of him because he will still have his Evocation Festival damage bonus from that. So, like I said, if you guys have the opportunity to get away with using your welfares, it's definitely a good time, especially with that Evocation Festival bonus still being in play. And despite what fandom says, I believe fandom does say that the Evocation Festival is active currently, but I think it says it's going to end. It does not. It literally goes through the duration of the event, so you're fine. That's just fandom somehow got that wrong, and we weren't really sure how. The new Mystic Code is weird. Let me pull it up for you guys here. It is definitely an interesting one. Again, we talked about it a little bit in the guide. Mystic Code. The White Christmas one. Here we go. So this is basically your Mystic Code. As you guys can see, it's 50% MP damage and 30% MP gain. That is not bad, obviously, especially if you're going to have somebody that's going to be trying to loop. The problem here is, due to the NP gain being paired with it, this is an odd pairing because you want NP gain usually on turns 1 or 2, not on turn 3, where you're kind of finishing the loop. Meanwhile, you want MP damage usually on the hardest turn, so that's going to be turn 3. There are going to be a couple niche scenarios where you maybe pop this on turn 2 and it helps you. But yeah, this is a very oddly paired Mystic Code because of that. Second skill here recovers an ally's HP and has a chance to remove ailment debuffs. As you guys can see, there are your ailment debuffs. It is a sizable heal of 3,000, so it's not terrible. And it does have a little bit of that cleanse factor, but ultimately, it is what it is. This third skill here is a critical star bomb of up to 15 and charges the entire party's gauge by 5%. That's weird. This does not include sub members, by the way, but 5% is such a off amount. Obviously, if you've got someone like Karna or something that's rolling around still with like 25% charge, sure, why not go for it, right? But 5% is a little weird. We do actually have some comps that build in this 5%, but it's because Avalon sat down, calculated the NP gain to AT, and made it work, not because, oh, this 5% is actually just naturally helpful, because again, it's not an even amount. So you're going to have a little bit of difficulty trying to like make use of this sort of thing. 10% would be better anyways. It would be, but then again, the party-wide aspect is probably why they limited it. So it is what it is. That is your new Mystic Code. Like I said, I'm not the hugest fan of it. I feel like it could be a lot better. Obviously, aesthetically, it's nice, but yeah. This is your Lotto CE. Let me get it to the part where they pulled it back up on stream. Wait, did I skip past it? There. Okay, so this is what's going to drop your tickets, and you actually can't see it behind me here. Let me turn. So again, that is what the ticket looks like, chat. That's why I was saying earlier during the stream, like, when you guys get into the Lotto, you're not really going to care about the gotcha CEs that drop stuff for the shop, because if you guys are farming this Lotto like you should be, which is that you're farming it significantly, you will get enough to full clear the shop, enough currency. So your main priority is going to be equipping as many of this CE as you possibly can, all the way up to all 6 slots, all 6 of them being MLB, if you can make it to that point. Early in the event, you might not have that. It is what it is. If you don't have maximum amount of slots, my advice to you guys, literally just take like K-Scope, Black Grail, a 50% CE like Ocean Flyer or something, like take something that's going to allow you to clear the node easier over even those gotcha CEs. To me, that's where the value is going to be. So if you have to, like, either you don't have enough copies because it's early in the event, or later on you MLB one and you drop back down to 5 instead of having 6, with that extra CE slot, or with any of these CE slots, put in a CE that helps you clear the node faster. That is to your benefit, not necessarily doing the, again, the gotcha CEs. As to the question of should you MLB this CE, as you guys can see, unfortunately, it is split stats. It's attack of 250 and HP of 400. This means it's split, but it's HP major. You're not going to get a whole lot of attack out of leveling it all the way up. It is what it is. You can certainly get some mileage out of it, but it's not going to be the best thing by any stretch of the imagination. Actually, let me see. Chat, does one of you guys have the Lotto spreadsheet handy? Actually, I think it may be under the Lotto command. Let me double check. Easily find. Sorry. Had to autoplay my own video. Give myself a view. Okay. So with this, you guys can see again here, here's your MLB version, right? So just MLBing it, leveling it up to 15, you'll get a little bit extra attack. There are some instances where in some of these compositions, we might tell you guys, and usually this is going to be on like the final node and stuff. It's like, we might actually like go through here and tell you guys to like level up the CE at some point. That is factored in. So if we tell you guys like, hey, you got to have like level 50 of the CE or level 100 of the CE, that means we included the extra attack power. So keep that in mind if it is a requirement for a composition. If you don't have that, you might still be able to do it if you had like a higher NP level or something. But this is our way of saying, hey, look, this is something that you guys need to do. So again, keep that in mind. You might be able to get away without leveling it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So to me, and this is the way I choose to look at it, if you have apprehensions about leveling up this craft essence because it's not really that good, that's fine. I understand. It is a 50% starting charge C that will help you guys out a ton in the Lotto. But here's my sage advice, and people have brought it up before, so I'm not going to say that like I'm the only one that thinks this way, okay? When it comes to Lotto events, level 100ing a CE is difficult because people have to have the kind of FP rolled out and the craft essence bombs made. But even if you feel like you don't want to do this and you would rather do another CE, go ahead and do this. And the reason why is because once you level 100 ACE, even if there is, after the event ends, another CE sitting at like level 15, it's a 5-star MLB, and you want to level that to 100 instead, and you were having to make a hard choice between these two, you can always just feed this level 100 CE to that level 15 in the end. Or potentially, you can just sit on this shitty level 100 Lotto CE, and next Lotto event, feed that to the next Lotto CE. And that's how a lot of people choose to think about it. So it's like, it's a one-time cost that they can just keep rolling forward. They can just keep rolling it into the next Lotto CE and just keep, doing that. So to me, that is why I say, like, it's not a problem to just go ahead and level the CE. You can always, if you don't like it in the end and you feel like it was a waste, you can just throw it in another CE to make it level 100. So that is perfectly fine. Where do you get the spreadsheet? The spreadsheet is on my video. It's also posted in the Discord. If you're farming like you should have multiple MLBs, no problem. Correct. So that is, again, and, let's talk about that briefly. Like, how much is the amount that you guys should farm for this event? That really depends, okay? Like, I've told people before, I don't want to freak any of you guys out, especially for newer players. I do 500 boxes in a Lotto usually. I am also a whale. I also have almost every single unit in the game. For some of you guys, if you don't roll as often, or you just simply don't have as robust of goals, you don't need to do that much, okay? My advice is somewhere you guys should be between 100 and like 300 for most of you boxes. The reason why I say 100 is you can do less than that and still feel like that's good, but 100 will substantively move your account forward. And that's really all you guys need to approach a Lotto with that in mind, as your goal is to progress your account. Lotto events are one of the few times during the year where you can just sit down, do a bunch of grinding, and actually, like, tangibly progress things. That's why this is important. Manually, yeah, I've been doing it since year one. But yeah, it's in that regard, like, I've seen people are like, oh, I can only do 40 boxes. I can only do 60 boxes or whatever. It's like, that's fine. You don't have to worry about that. Ultimately, at the end of the day, don't compare yourself to other people. Set a goal, whatever goal you think that you can A, reasonably achieve, B, like, have the capability and the mental capacity to do. And then essentially from there, just set out and achieve it. As long as you achieve that goal, let's say your goal is 40 boxes for this lotto, and you achieve 40 boxes, good job. You made your mark. And that's the only thing you guys need to take away from this. Don't get caught comparing it, because I do see people that do like 1,000 boxes and stuff like that. And it's like, you'll get people that'll get kind of in an e-peen contest where they're trying to compare like dick sizes over how many boxes they farm. It's really not a big deal. For instance, for me, the entire reason I've done 500, that's the amount my account needs. And it is what it is. And honestly, like for me at this point, with how many years I've been doing it, I can make a decent argument that I don't need to do my 500 anymore. I can probably step it down. But it's something that I've been doing for a while. Chat knows to expect it, and I'll still continue to try to do it, but we'll see. Especially because this year, a little up in the air with me, especially with everything going on, both in my real life and then also JP having its own set of things to do. So it is what it is. But again, my advice to you, set a goal, try to hit that goal. As long as you hit that goal, you can feel good knowing that you accomplished what you set out to do and that your account will progress. But that's why I say lotto events are your mileage may vary. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out. So the more you farm, the more resources you're going to get. And especially for you new players, I can't emphasize this enough. Hey, any new players in the audience, do you hate not having skill gems, mana prisms, FP, you name it? If you hate that, lotto events are your bailout. They're what actually give you all of those things in spades. So you want to try to do as many boxes as you can to get ahead, as it will just really help get you out of the like gutter that you're lying in from not having those materials. And so again, it is a really, really good idea to try to farm as much as you can. I get it. It's the holidays. No one's going to fault you guys if you fall short or you can't do as much as you maybe would have liked. Spend time with your family. That is ultimately what is most important. But in those off moments when you feel like you have the time, sit down, grind some, try to get some extra farming for you guys. Comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, don't compare yourself to what other people are doing. If you see me doing an exorbitant box amount that you guys feel like is insane, you don't have to compare yourself to me. Just compare yourself to like what you set out to achieve. You are the only comparison you need to have. My only source of QP is these dang lottos. Yeah, there's definitely a ton of QP at play here. Similar to like, I know we just had the raid events here on NA. So if you guys got to farm those, you might have seen like, hey, yeah, those were a really good influx. The problem with raid events is that they're temporary and they kind of go away really quickly. Lotto events, they only last for like usually 10 to 11 days. But in those 10 to 11 days, you can farm to your heart's content. So that's why we say, again, it really just boils down to like how much you want to do. Now, there is an element of planning involved. As we mentioned, I did show off that spreadsheet earlier. That is our Lotto guide spreadsheet. It has a list of compositions for every single day. Feel free to go through it, pick through it, try to find comps that work for you. If you can't find a comp that works for you, keep in mind those comps are more or less guidelines. You can mix and match certain things and try to make it work. So feel free to experiment. Use it as something to give you guys ideas. Or again, if you just want to turn your brain off and rely on our mathematicians to have already done the work for you, you're cool. And you can use one of those. So it is what it is. Again, as far as the 5-star command code goes, this one's actually really nice. I really do think this one's good. We don't get a whole lot of command codes that actually influence NP gain in any way. So it's really nice to get that plus the 3 stars when you attack. This is a match made in heaven for like an arts card. So I definitely like it. The Golden Trident one's also not bad for the reason that Michael mentioned, being able to remove crit up, which is one of those things that like enemies do have a tendency to spam, especially those Spriggans. Obviously having that in terms of challenge scenarios can be really, really nice. And then this one is just removing a seal state for yourself. I don't feel like this one's that good because you want to be able to remove a seal state with like a skill or an NP. You don't necessarily want to do it on carding because you've already committed and you're basically just defunct at that point. Plus, it's only going to remove one and maybe not all of them. Again, this quality of life's really nice. I saw some questions in chat about this. You can just hold down the button and it will keep going. Chat was asking, is this faster than like you doing it manually? Arguably, yes, because it's like, you know, those like milliseconds and fractions of time in between you tapping the button that the button sits there unpressed. It doesn't do that here. So technically, yes, it is optimally fast. The only issue that I will say is, especially in the first 10 boxes, Nemo will sit here and just like talk about shit, especially as you get some of the like key prizes, the big prizes in the first 10 boxes. That will feel slower. So just keep in mind that's not the fault of the like the consecutive exchange thing for holding down. That is literally just, it actually will forcibly stop you and let his line play. So there's nothing you can really do about that. You're just gonna have to like accept it. But again, it is what it is. Also, just a brief reminder, especially for people that are newer or just have Swiss cheese for brains, as I myself do. Keep in mind, you do have the extra like 100 spin that comes in later for the Lotto boxes. You're not going to see that at first because the first 10 boxes you have to roll out 10 at a time. So that is, again, just a reminder for anybody that forgets about that. I know there's always somebody every single time that's like, wait, do we not have the 100 spin this time? And it's because they're still in their first 10 boxes. Let's see, what else did they talk about? Just an example here, but keep in mind you don't have to have anything other than Fiyuki done to play this event, which means you can farm the Lotto if you've just done Fiyuki. However, if you want to do the story, get the Grail from it, and unlock and make permanent Santa Nemo, you need to have done LB 6.5, which is Trom. If you don't have it done, you will not be able to do any of those things. So you can still play and farm the event, but you can't do the story or get its rewards, including the welfare. So that is unfortunate. Yes, also the Mystic Code is locked behind the story. I did forget that one. Again, they were just showing off the shop rewards. Like I said, you guys are going to get all of these automatically if you guys are just farming the Lotto as much as you should be, and I'm not going to worry about that. Also, in case anyone's curious, how much is as much as it should be when I'm talking about clearing the shop? It's usually about 20 boxes worth. As long as you guys can do 20 boxes, you will full clear shop, so don't worry about that. Oh. And then, yeah, Nemo, just as always, obviously gets the attack and bonus strength, but he will get the 2x experience enhancement, as all welfares do in their origin event. Let's just skip back for it. I didn't remember BB being here. That was definitely a shocker to me. I still found it really weird that as Michael was reading through this, there's visible points that he actually like skips over certain things. And you could assume it's that he's skimming, but I think it's the point right here where he starts the second paragraph that he actually basically skips the word loudly and then like all of this. So it's like, I don't think he's like skimming. I think it's literally he just had a like reduced version of the text somehow that he was reading from. And then, yeah, like I said, it's kind of pointless to tell everyone, hey, there's a pre-campaign going on when the Lotto is going to come out after maintenance. Yeah, that means you literally have 1 hour until that's a thing. So, again, get done all of the setup that you guys need to do. I'm actually going to take a minute right here. We're going to finish off my storm pods, and we are also going to kind of go through. I'm going to try to set up a comp at least for day 1. Read it for us, please. No. You have eyes, chat. So, any questions about the Lotto, guys? How many mana prisms would I need to get all the new CEs coming next year? There are 4 CEs a year, each at 5,000, so you need 20,000 just to cover that. And that does not include your like monthly reset costs. So keep that in mind. Which I think monthly reset costs are roughly around like 1,200 right now on NA. Don't quote me on that. You'd have to add it up yourself. What was the first welfare that got the 2 times experience? Because I don't remember it. Yeah, it wasn't originally. I don't remember honestly. I think it may have been like Hoku Saber or something in like Summer 4. When is the Lotto again? I missed the first part. Literally after maintenance tonight. So like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., sometime around then. Are we legally allowed to mauled over people showing off their CE drops? Yes. I'm not responsible for your emotions. What Apple order would you recommend for farming the Lotto? Again, I always do small... Oh my god. I just got weight roomed by 240 damage. I always start out with bronze, then blue, then silver, then gold. To be fair, though, if you're already at max level, it technically doesn't matter. Unless you're trying to, like, hoard it into time periods in the future where our level cap gets raised. No, CAD, my eyes don't work. Can only see waifu, can only read. You can save me, please. Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and pop the defense down here. Who does between Nemo Santa and Habitat at the same NP level does more damage? Nemo Santa. Habitat has like extra utility. Nemo Santa basically outdamages her. But Nemo Santa's a lot more refund based, so she's gonna win out in scenarios where you just need the brute force charge. And again, maybe when you need her to like kill herself. But Nemo Santa does have his niche as well. Marinating will leave the friend gotcha the 30th or whatever the exchange period ends. I didn't pay attention to that. It's probably whenever the exchange period ends. Where do blue apples fall in it? Like I said, bronze, blue, silver. So you're basically going static apples. So apples that are a set amount to scaling ones. And the reason you save the scaling ones for later is because over time, potentially you get more levels. As your levels go up, so too does the amount of AP that you have. As your AP goes up, these scaling apples are worth more. So like, for instance, chat, let's say you level up and you get 1 more AP. I talked about this on JP where I have 700 gold apples. Getting 1 more AP, 1 more point of stamina on my bar for 700 gold apples means that level up just granted me 700 AP. So it's like, it's not a lot, but that's why I do it in that order. And that's why, like, currently on JP, I'm actively working through my, I'm actively working through my silver apples, but I'm just barely scraping into them just now. And I'm saving the golds till later. So even the silvers will get impacted by that. Like, let's say I would have half the silver apples still available. That'd be 350 of them. And then like half of them, that'd be 175, right? So I would still get an extra 175 AP just from that. So much bond? Yep. I haven't used gold apples in years. And yeah, again, if you guys have Lotto questions like that are deeper, feel free to get on the Discord and ask. Avalon can usually help you guys out. And again, we normally have a lot of people that are very knowledgeable in general on the Discord. The theme. I like to save bronze apples for new history chapters. You can do that. I usually do save like anywhere from like 5 to 10 bronze apples just so that like if I need like oh hey, you need like 10 AP to top you up so you can do one more node before bed, I usually do save a couple just for that purpose. And here's where my farming the Guda Guda raid costs me. To be fair, I did say like I wasn't too enthusiastic about the Guda Guda raid, and I was just gonna kind of get as much as I could, but not really try. I'm not gonna fault anyone that farmed it. It's just one of those deals where I had my eyes set on the lotto. Melt farming back on the menu. True. Really. Can I get 7 more AP before the hour ends? I should be able to. You get 12 AP an hour. I just need to literally like wait and then do that right before. And then I will have spent down all of my storm pods prior to the lotto effect. And all of my AP, which technically you don't want to have. Like you would actually like to have some AP such that it fills up right when you start the event, but it is what it is. I'm going to be popping so many apples tomorrow. I'm not concerned about that. Okay, chat. So let's look at day 1. Where did I put the lottos? Oh god. Did I already get rid of it? Man, go me. Okay. So again, day 1. Each day, you guys get a new 90 plus node. And keep in mind, we do factor some of these in with the Lotto Cs. You might not have enough right off the get-go. That's cool. You're not going to necessarily have to. I like this comp, but Gilgamesh is a slow NP, so I don't necessarily want to use this. Draco farming, not bad. You do have to use an Oberon NP, and if that low rolls somehow, that could be a problem. Also, chat, behold. So on the side here, this is just me setting up a like FU run to like just blitz through story and stuff. How are we coming on Kenshin? I didn't get to bond any of the Gouda event units during the Gouda event. Kind of wild. Do I have another 4-star C that I can make work? Not gonna be useful to me right now. Am I max? I don't think I am max on NA, am I? I also do, ironically enough, need to finish Summer Streetwear. I've been slacking, and I literally just haven't finished this one. So that is an Ibuki comp just for, like, I don't know what I want to do, and I just need to, like, clear out nodes and stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and do it, because there are other nodes, chat, but I mean, I don't care. I'm going to do the one-time completion and just kind of roll through, but what was I going to do? I feel like I was going to enhancement for some reason. That half QP cost for enhancement right now for 50 more minutes. Level up any units you need to. Don't look at that. Don't look at that Zerktoria. It can't hurt you if you don't look it in the eye. What was I thinking here? Oh, right. Yeah. No, I'm actually not capped out. I'm not 170 yet, so this is perfect. I can hit 170 during the lotto. And actually, that's even better because I'm pretty close to leveling up right here. So I'm going to try to make day one a big day. Why not put her in the second archive? Second archive's full. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe there is room. Sorry, it's just mostly full. To be fair, something like that, not a big deal to me. Okay, so that is the FU. I am going to clear the node at any cost without having to think about it comp. This will be day one, is what I'm going to call it. Like I said, Draco's not bad. Oberon's a little spicy here. What bond level is my Oberon? My Oberon's only bond 10. Shocking, actually. What MP level is my Oberon? He's only in P2, so he would be right on the money. But so again, just to translate this chat, this is a clean clear. It's clean on average, but even if we low roll, we're probably fine. Because again, you guys can see this is the average. This is the amount you need to clear. Like, it would take crazy stuff. The only problem with this composition is going to be, again, using Knock Narya. Knock is a little weird. If you guys ever use Knock in a comp, you need to be careful with skill order. In the same way that you do with Oberon. Because her skill order matters because you can actually, like, skill seal your allies. And it's not a good deal. Draco, Cuckoo, and Oberon. That's a tropical, and you're using it all on Draco, so I could probably get away with the new Mystic Code on Draco, and it would still work. Especially since I have a much stronger variant. Again, Billy Arash, Oberon, and Knock Narya chat. That is a full free-to-play comp. You have a welfare, and a low star, and there's your support. Like, Ptolemy will be really nice for this stuff. I get the feeling there's going to be a couple moments where I'm going to regret not having rolled Ptolemy on this account, but it is what it is. I originally had planned to. Nobu, nice. MHXA, okay. This is actually not bad. The only weird part is skill 3 on Koyan in turn 2. I guess it'd actually be really fast. The irony here is that you need White Christmas at level 3 and it's day 1 of the lotto. Now, I'm not going to say you can't do that. That's relatively easy to do. It's just kind of hilarious. Wow, even Durga is low on that. Hold on. The Kelpie, right? Granted, oh no, that's an NP3 Durga. What? And sorry, Chad, I have looked over all these at one point, but whenever I look over them from like an unbiased, like remove myself from the equation scenario. This is, I'm looking at it from my own perspective now of like, what can I do? So the Kelpie is Earth attribute, and that's gonna do a little bit of the explaining. Are there any comps for Beast, Arish, and JP for NA? So you could just Summer Ibuki it. I will say this, chat, especially if you have the capability, due to the fact that there is starting charge. So again, you have 50% starting charge, or at worst case, 30% starting charge Cs. Try to get away without using plug suit, right? It will just slow your comp down. There's something to be said about consistency if you don't have the firepower in terms of NP levels and stuff. But I mean, like you guys saw, there's literally a like complete welfare comp there. So don't use the plug suit if you don't have to. It's really just non-ideal. Hmm. What servants should we put in our support list apart from the meta supports? I'll be honest with you, like it's gonna be the meta supports and then some of the like off supports. Like so again, like the Kain Sky of Dark, Kukulkan, Tez, stuff like that. Like those are gonna be units that people are gonna be seeking. The Kelpie is Earth. Do we have an AoE archer that's wait. Wait. Okay. The question is, can I make the charge work? No personal charge, that is his issue. An S3 on Gil. See, the problem with using Gil here, Gil does nothing against this Kelpie. So I'm wondering if I can... Well... Skill 3 of the Mystic Code is the charge. This is the 5% charge. Again, it's 5% chat. It is being included here, but it's being included because we left the appends at 6. So, lore your append. Again, she refunds 12% with this. %50 charge goes on her. That is unfortunate. Which, actually, hold on. Hmm. She used her refund skill on herself, so that's 20% plus the 10% that she starts with, plus the 50% from Oberon. Am I blind? She's 20% shy. Oh, right there. Okay. So this doesn't happen on the third turn, but it's still in the mix. So basically, you do need the 70% from Oberon to get Castoria to loop here in this scenario. Actually, no, I don't. Assuming I can still hit the 10%, which is probably pretty likely that Oberon skill 1 is not going to do that, I can probably switch out this Mystic Code, because we already don't need the charge from it if we have the Lord of Pen, which I do. And I can instead use the new Arts Mystic Code that has 20% charge on it and use that to supplement as the replacement for this. That would get me enough charge for Castoria, but it still doesn't leave me any room for Iceman. Fuck. So, long story short, I can still do this, but it's probably still a Gilgamesh NP, which the only reason I'm trying to avoid Gilgamesh NP is Gilgamesh is strong, don't get me wrong, but this isn't his niche, and he is a slow unit. So if I can avoid using him, I will. Couldn't theoretically replace MP1 Gil with MP1 Ishtar? You could, but Ishtar's also slow. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to factor in is like, what do I do here? I could maybe do a rash. So he's 30, he's 50 with his append, which this is a hard requirement, luring a rash as append. We skill 3, that gets him up to 80%. And then you don't use a rash until turn 2 where Oberon kicks in, so then that does it. Granted, then you have to wait on a rash to kill himself. That was my first lore pen. I mean, it's definitely a good one. It's just some people don't want to do it, right? Actually, I think this works. Because he still uses S3 on a rash. Did we use S3 on Oberon? Yeah, we did. Or on Gilgamesh. Yeah, so you can literally just probably swap this out and put in a rash and it still does the exact same thing. Yeah, I think we found our comp. Okay. I didn't want Billy, but I mean, granted, I probably could do Billy, but I legitimately think I am going to do Castoria Berserker because yes. Which actually, hold on, hold that thought. Thinking. What's the refund like on Squirt? Oh, ah. wonder if I did Squirtoria without. I'll try it on my own. I'm still going to set it up like it's Castoria Berserker. But I will basically try this. Again, keep in mind, you're not going to have Lotto Cs right away at first, so I can probably set up this composition. We'll give Ocean Flyer to her. That's going to be a support Oberon. I am going to use this as an opportunity to bond up Kenshin. Wombat, thank you for the 18. Where is my... Oh, I already equipped it. Fudge. Okay. Okay. Mysticode experience gain. So what kind of space do I have if I switch out Billy for MASH? I still have room. I could still do a 1-star in the back line with this particular composition, so that's not awful. Do I have another 5-star that is not bonded? Ironically, Durga. I'm sorry for anybody that's a Durga fan in chat, but yes, my uninvested NP1 Durga that I totally didn't expect to get because I got her off of a GSSR. How dare you? I know. It, like, to be fair, chat, I do plan on leveling her in this lotto. Like, that is why she is relatively, like, untended to at the moment. Okay, then we'll swap MASH out. I need a 1-star in the back line. Come on down, Bunyan? And that is my day 1 comp. Okay, chat. Day 2. And I'll probably tweak each of these as I get in there. That is so nice. That is so nice. So, chat, hear me out. 1 and 2 on Ibuki. That's her charisma and her card type up. All on Ibuki is 1 Castoria. Okay. Skill 3 on Ibuki is literally just the arts up. This means with the arts up, without the second Castoria's in P gain or anything, Ibuki refunds 80%. Damn. I was wondering if I could substitute Johanna for this, and I don't think I can. Like a 20% return from Johanna, which would be enough for that refund, but you're not going to get that refund if I only have 20% in the place of the 50. So it probably means I need to, if I'm using the Arts Mystic code again, that I would need to do something there. Well, that's probably not good. Brightness. So I actually don't want refund because I was sitting here thinking of Bride, but Bride's not good either because the issue that you're running into is this single enemy and your refund off of the back of this is garbage. So what you really want is you want a brute force charger. So the second one would maybe need to be Oberon, but then you're losing out on a ton of refund on both ends. Yeah, the double Castoria here just actually works. Fudge. Would you rather have more Johanna or whiskey if you can't have both? Assuming I have other people that can do what whiskey does, I would rather have Johanna. When I say what she does, I mean like single target ruler, like boss killer. You can do that with Estrella. The thing that's going to make Kenshin really nice though is the buff strip before damage, so that does make her an actual boss killer. It is what it is, though. I feel like there are plenty of other boss killers out there. You don't necessarily have to have her. Granted, there are also plenty of art supports. Damn. I was thinking of Sakura Ryoma, but I don't think it's going to work either. I could definitely do a, like, welfare, like... Hoku Saber, but... That's really good. Why is that good? I normally just pick one of these. Oh, you absolutely can. This is just what I do to, like, min-max this shit. Don't have wait. Does Summonai's charge skill scale? I don't think it does. Okay, the rank 10 on the final skill is just for a steroid. Do we have the skill up for his first skill? We do. And I didn't lure it. Oh. No. See, this is exactly what I mean when I say like there'll be things that I'll discover that I don't have done, right? And that's exactly why you don't burn your QP right before a lotto, because you go like, oh shit. I mean, granted. Chad, who do you think's MP is faster, Tez or Oberon? Asking for a friend. I'm the friend. Are you ready? I never really only roll MP1. I rolled MP2 of her. Huh. What does that take? The only problem is Medusa Saber is like just on the edge. I will just go ahead and do that because that skill does need to be lowered anyways. But here's what you do, chat. This is day 2. I may or may not have maxed out stuff by then. We slot her in. I forgot I'm still wearing the faux hat. Take Holy Night's Supper. And then it's a support Oberon. I just got to actually equip some of the stuff. You could say Cad forgot. Yes. Cad did forget. Hold on. I really don't want to put her in the back line. I do, but I don't, but I do, but I don't, but I do, but I don't. Uh, and then the other question here is, what is my mystic code? I don't technically need a mystic code for this. Really? Okay. If that's the case, I actually leave it on plug. One, because it gives me options in case I fuck up, and two, because that is a party-wide buff. So I just press it and forget it. Did I need to? Okay, so that's my first 2 days set up. I don't have a lot of time here, so I definitely want to really quickly run since I'm at 41 AP and do my last run. I wonder for the Siegfried and Tez comp if someone I can swap out instead of Tez. So the big issue with Tez when you see him in a comp like that is going to be not only is he providing charge, but he's also buffing people that have guts. So that's one of the reasons why you see Sumanai getting paired alongside him. I guess it would depend on like who you're using as the replacement. Like you can definitely find people that buff more than Tez does, but it, might be more button intensive. If you were to guess, do you think we get our last 2 NP levels from Ash with the part 2 finale? Yeah, probably. Lotto today or tomorrow? Literally, we go down for maintenance in 15 minutes, and when maintenance is up, that's when the Lotto begins. Not maxing out the Santa Mystic code, SMH. I mean, I might do it. It's just one of those deals where it's like, I currently don't need to factor that into the equation, if that makes any sense. But when did Sumanai get guts? Did Sumanai get guts? Sorry, hold on. Let me look at this. Am I misremembering? Yeah, he totally doesn't have guts. Well, then I have no idea what the fuck he's there for. It quite literally is just, I guess, because he has the party-wide charge, and you need somebody that can charge and take out a wave. So, it's probably just the synergy, then. Because he's not Oberon, and you can get away with not Oberon. When does the Lotto end? That's actually going to be an interesting one. I don't know off the top of my head, because I believe it's supposed to end pretty much on the 31st, but since we're getting it a day earlier, it might be the 30th. That'll be a little weird. And keep in mind, I can still alter all of these. I'm just kind of trying to figure out a composition basically for day 1, day 2, day 3, like get something in place. Chat, I already have my day 3 comp. Behold. Saberface Domination. The proverbial it will kill comp. Very you, yes. There's also a Tlaloc comp there, too. Something tells me I'll get a lot of Saberface bonding in this one. But this is actually pretty decent because I can just, where's my brain going? I can just, utilize, like, someone else's support here. And because I don't have Lotto Cs, I'm just slotting in support Cs basically behind. Really all you can do until you get them. Actually, I'll do that. Bonded and Master is probably better. I should go back and change the prior one. This looks like I need a 3-star. Nope, I need a 2-star. That's what happens when you use all 5 stars, chat. Basically, I'll use this just as a means to bump that up. Can I get away with a 3-star here? Nope. That's my first 2 days. Sorry, first 3 days. Day 4. Day 4 is probably this comp, chat. And I'm dead serious, right? Like, if you don't do this comp, you're kind of just throwing it away for free. Now, I'm not going to say that, like, there might not be a faster comp. There might very well be, including just literally this, right? Like, but this is free. Like, everybody can do this, assuming you have the welfares. Draco Doman. Suzuka and Skadi. Double Taigong Kentucky. That is a fast comp. Holy fuck. That is fast. That is what I am setting up for the next day. And the best part is, as somebody that does have in P2, like,
I can find it in P1. What is meta support comp? Yeah, pretty much. Although actually, hold that thought, because the ordering is kind of specific. It's not really, but just in my brain it needs to be. Granted, my Kentucky is getting there, chat. But that's a little too good to pass up. I will Bond Grail his ass for that. Like, are there any 4-stars that need to bond? Fuck it. Kijo Koyo, get in my back line. Wait, how good is my Taigong? My Taigong's MP3. I will leave it as that, and that'll be my sign to do the new one. That's day 4, chat. You will keep seeing me hit OK because I literally am on a time budget here. Ah, the triple K scope comp. Oh. Oh, it's Berserkers. Okay, same thing for this one. This comp is really redonkulously easy if you have Proto Coup. I think this is actually a decent opportunity to go ahead and just use like White Christmas here, as well as like get Coin and Oberon some work. So I think that's what we'll do. 'Cause that's also just going to be a fast composition. Even though she's Bond 10. Well, almost Bond 10. So that'll just be support Oberon, because it really doesn't matter. I guess the one problem would be the append on Oberon. If I find that that's a problem, I'll just switch to using my own Oberon and tell everybody to go take a hike. Lone Monkey, thank you for the follow. I'll bond my Bargu in the back. Wait, why did this work? Oh, I guess because we're using a 3-star on the front line, so therefore I can get away with a 1-star. Yoink. We go, chat.
Gee, chat, I wonder who came up with this composition. Bro. This will probably be an ace comp, and this is why I didn't slot ace into the back line, because I sat there and I looked at that and I went, I don't know. I might be able to get away with Samzang there. We'll try. I don't care. We'll bomb Theseus there. Hmm. All 3-star backline, baby. Okay, that's gonna have to be enough. I did my first 6 days, chat. I'm good. I'm Gucci. 1 minute till maintenance. Last call. Chat, that's gonna be it for me, though. Again, the guide's on the Discord. Go check out our video on it. Let me see who's on, who we can give some love to. Let's pay it forward. I'm going to send you guys over to Mr. Gotcha Gurus. He's playing some Nikkei. Again, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, this weekend will be a little busy for me, so I won't be able to stream unless maybe Sunday, but we'll see. So, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support. Go give Gotcha Gurus my love. Good luck on the lotto, especially with your drops. Have a good evening.